Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Serve to the barrel, long shoots at Jenny Haynes, sophomore, nice up Olivia. Pump set left, Taylor just got in there, tips it, block back covered, gets it again, plants her feet, swings, cross court, on great dig by Cochran, free ball over. What a rescue. Again, Nebraska, set middle back, Harper, kaboom! Wow. Howitzer, Harper, 5-4.
That ball is crushed deep into the net, into the second deck. Wow! Solo home run, Kyle Schwarber. Another step closer to Ryan Howard. It's his 56th of the season. It's his second one of the nights. Driven to center. Cruz flying back. Off the wall and Cruz falls down. Marte's got wheels. He's around second. He's given the wheel at third. It's an inside the park home run.
Left center field, that's in the alley. Here comes Rocchio. 3-1 Cleveland.
Swinging a high drive. Got a hold of this one. This is way back, and she is gone. Home run, Masataka Yoshida to make it 4-0. Man, is he feeling good. Wow. He doesn't want to leave.
Good morning. Welcome in to Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB? How we doing?
How are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, we're okay. figuring out if I was going to be your friend today. I had to think about that.
Where'd we land?
We're going to play it by ear.
Undecided?
Yeah,
fair enough.
Undecided.
It's probably for the best. You know, never know what's going to happen.
No. We clearly don't. See, you're picking right up where he left off yesterday.
No, that's true. I don't know what you mean. Hold on,
No, not at all, man. Not at all. How was the sports watching last night?
You know, it was
big baseball guy.
It was reasonably light. There's some baseball.
What do you mean reasonably light?
Well, I mean, there's no football. It was just baseball and a little volleyball.
A lot of volleyball.
Yeah.
Just finally taking our frustrations out on the old Wolverines. That was went and gone.
Yeah, I got to.
Did you have time to even change the channel?
No, it was over before I knew it.
He goes, it's over already. Yeah.
Yep, that was pretty quick.
Old dirty floor. Get her swept.
Yeah.
I still like Michigan's uniforms. I hate that I like it. It's driving me kind of
No,
crazy.
you got.
Go ahead, say something slick.
Got an affinity for Michigan. It's fine.
It's not true. Well,
I mean, it's a little true. It's a little true.
I mean, affinity is a little strong.
I didn't say you loved them. You just got a slight affinity, you know?
Sure.
Much like me most days. You're like, I don't know if I love him, but.
I don't know, man. Going back and checking out yesterday. Not a lot to like.
I feel like I kind of roped you into a little battle online that you didn't necessarily want to be a part of.
I did not want to be a part of that. And
I appreciate you coming in, though.
That's just.
I just kind of tag team, and I was like, come on, DB, help me out here.
It can be my style. I don't know. He was just doing too much. So the thing that got me, you want to know, like,
I think it's the same thing that made me mad, but go ahead.
Go ahead. What got me to respond?
Oh, just the prime Deion Sanders backpedal on what he was like.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, that I was gonna let.
He's like, no. What I really meant was, it's like that is not what you said.
I
good
was
sir.
gonna let it ride. A lot of times I do. Like, I'd like to think, I am maturing, and
much less. I mean, you used to scrap with people online all the time.
Yeah, and so, but what happened was, I'm not even gonna say this. Sure, I am. It's too easy.
Yeah,
because number one, I'm gonna pick and choose. I'm not just gonna get into any fray. So it has to be either, like, I probably either researched it or I smell blood in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not emotional. So I'm 98% of the time I'm going to win those.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, this isn't any fun. But, man,
I had a good time.
My man was just spinning, and I was like, no, you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
Let's not get to do that.
It's like he forgot that there was video of what he had previously said just right there for everybody.
Well, the crazy thing is it was such a horrific take. I wasn't going to even say anything because I was late. I didn't know. I didn't hear it. I kept fast forwarding, and I saw it a ton on my timeline, but I never put two and two together because we used to have them on.
Yeah.
And in my former life, so I was like,
so you didn't want to kill him because you had,
I didn't even know it was him.
Oh, okay.
Because that was predating video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what any of these guys look like. Because a lot of those guys were just getting started.
Yeah. And a lot of them don't put a lot of them put weird stuff as their like profile pictures. So
yeah,
you can't
it's not really though.
So you can't always tell.
So it's like, I don't know. Wait, why do we have to lawyer up?
I have no idea.
We need to lawyer up. Not a joke.
Holler, we want prenup.
LOL.
We want prenup. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Little Kanye?
Yeah, I'm out on him.
I like old Kanye.
Do you?
Yeah.
See my Dodgers?
I did.
Down to one game.
I've got a magic number of 2 for the Red Sox.
Yeah, I was going to critique them, but I didn't want to hear your whole, let me tell you something. You got a good baseball team, and you don't think they're very good?
I mean, you're going to make the playoffs.
Okay. That's fine.
Give yourself a shot.
There's 7 of those, I think.
Give yourself a shot.
Yeah, that bullpen is trash. So we have 6 starters, though, so somebody's going to the bully.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Hopefully,
Maybe a couple someones. I mean, you can get through the playoffs with 4 starters.
Yeah.
So you get a couple guys to the bullpen. They'll help you out.
Well, we got through the playoffs last year bullpenning.
Yeah. So now you got to go through it with your starters. It's a flip-flop.
Yeah, so we're going to have a couple of hammers go to the back end, help us out.
That's the nice thing about having some extra
You can't have almost 30 blown saves.
No, that's a lot.
That's why Vegas sets a triple-digit win total, and you're going to get to probably 89 wins.
Maybe.
You're
88.
You're 15 off the projected total, but you have 28 blown saves.
Yeah, that gets you to your projected total pretty quick.
It's incredible.
Because that would put you at 118 almost, 117.
Well, let's say
let's say you go like 2/3 of them. That puts you at like 108 pretty easy.
Yeah. It's total trash.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid the Diamondbacks in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's just weird how they just battle.
Well, they were weird.
I'd rather see the choking fathers, knock on wood.
They were weird last year because after the World Series appearance, everybody kind of thought, hey, young team might be on the come up a little bit. And then last year was pretty rough for them, for the old Arizona D-backs.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the year I think people thought they were going to have last year.
Yeah, or the year before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good. Finally got the Mariners, right? How about that?
I know. Yeah, it was been like 3 years.
3 times I'm due. Kind of like the Chargers.
All you had to do was
just keep hanging in there.
All you had to do was get a catcher to hit 60 home runs.
Fudge. I mean, and they're living their best life too.
Oh yeah, I actually for some reason there's several Mariners fans on my timeline.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel good for them.
Well, my favorite.
Who?
I mean, Stibbs is a.
Oh yeah, okay.
Mariners
fan.
Yeah. He's hilarious.
Yeah, Stibbs is on there.
I'd like to see something good happen for his friend. I mean, and I don't like anybody in the AL, so it's fine.
Yeah, because there's no competing interest there.
None.
I've also got some residual love for the Mariners from my Griffey days.
Big Ken Griffey. I'm with you there.
And also the 95 ALDS is like a core baseball memory for me.
Do you feel like they owe baseball for winning 100 and some odd games and like wetting the bed? Remember the Edgar Martinez? What they win? 112 maybe?
No, it was 116 in 2001.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then couldn't get it done.
112. I was thinking of the band. You wouldn't know.
I don't know.
It's brothers, and it's 90s. Yeah, you were out.
Like they were related, or?
Yep. No, they weren't.
Like like a Jackson 5 situation, like.
No.
Like Tito and Little Michael.
If I hang around you much more, it's gonna be Tito's. A lot of it. Well, if I could do the whole 33-and-a-half-year-old carpenter and go water in the Tito's, that'd be incredible right now. You imagine me like, hey. Instead, I'm on the Pellegrino.
Hey, it's good for you.
It's fine. I needed some bubbles.
You need something else?
I wanted ginger ale bad.
I need to go to Costco and get those protein
I just was
drinks
at
you got
Costco
me.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been slamming those, and you know what happens?
What's that?
Makes your boy a little queasy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's why I'm queasy.
queasy like Sunday morning?
Yes. So, but I got it. I was telling one of my buddies online, I was like, yep, I totally got it for the sustenance.
Yeah.
But they taste delicious.
I'll say they're pretty good. I mean, I like the flavor of them.
There's another one right by there, right around the corner. Take a look at what you think of the contents in Nuri.
So a lot of people told me when we were talking about this last week, a lot of people told me to try Nuri.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it just for me.
Yeah.
But and I can't get Micah to drink it because it's strawberry vanilla. That's just
not his style.
No, it's weird.
So any of the ones that are sort of like milk adjacent, I can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Those are like, that's why the one that you gave me was so appealing, because it was like more of a fruit juice.
I told you I seldom have cravings.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know I feel like a steak. Like I just eat steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted some cereal.
Oh, you love cereal though.
And I envisioned how it was going to go.
Yeah.
Because I told myself when I bought some cereal, and it's strawberry shredded wheat.
Oh, okay. I don't even think is that the frosting of strawberry?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've seen those.
And I was like, nah, I'm not going to eat this. And I was like, oh, so I could take it for a snack. Knowing good and well, I've never seen this girl put that kind of cereal in a Ziploc. But it was, it was good enough to put me over the edge.
Yeah.
So who knows how long it'll actually sit in there, because I'll just stare at it.
Yeah.
Maybe Mike will have it because he does like cereal. And I got him he has a strawberry, and don't ask me about the date because the seal has not been broken, but it is a strawberry muscle milk.
Okay.
So all I could think of last night was to get a glass of milk, put it in the freezer, let it get the little ice crystals, just top it off with a little bit of that strawberry muscle milk, and have the strawberry shredded wheats.
Yeah.
Nah.
You can do it?
Pipe dreamer.
Come on, man.
I mean, maybe. Nah.
Like you went through and bought it, and now you can't convince yourself to eat it?
I bought it a week and a half ago.
The shredded wheat?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think is not going to go bad. You're okay.
I'm not interested.
That's what we like to call a shelf-stable product.
Can I ask you about something real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
always.
What's today? Thursday?
It is Thursday.
All right. So was it Monday? I went to Verzal, had to pony up.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up trading. I bartered for some pizza.
Mm-hmm.
The pizza has yet to be in the fridge, and I am sending it to lunch with Micah. And guess what? It's still fine. Don't stop it with the whole
Monday?
Hanging your head of shame. Yeah, what's wrong? Wait a minute, K-12.
Monday?
What's wrong? He said, geez. Is anything expressed disappointment like geez?
Like, oh,
geez.
Oh, gosh. That guy. ...
Shame. What, K-12? What is wrong with strawberry shredded wheat? I don't know, man. What'd he say? If you're gonna splurge on cereal, at least go with Frosted Flakes. No, I will crush
Frosted Flakes are pretty good.
some Frosted Flakes.
I do low-key kind of like.
I will bash a multitude of cereal.
I do low-key like mini wheats though. Frosted mini wheats. I've never had the strawberry ones.
He said, "Geez,
DB." I feel like that's
is that horrible?"
No, I've never had the strawberry, so I can't speak to them. But I do like Frosted mini wheats.
Did you read Suave? This dude said I've been a Yankees fan for 32 years. The dude's like 16 years old.
I think he is 33, so that seems unlikely.
Does he have a thing for New York? Because a couple cities suffice for all my team.
Well, so the basketball thing is a Melo thing, not a New York thing.
Oh, okay.
So he was a Melo fan that he followed to New York, not a.
We have a
Knicks
defense called Melo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one where you don't want to
not-
stop anybody?
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm not famously known for his defense. Is
Not really.
It's too
I was
early.
just-
It's too early for that.
we're 14 minutes in.
Yeah, that's the one where we don't want to stop anybody.
I didn't know. Maybe it's your charity defense. I didn't know. It could be anything. I'm trying to think what else Melo could mean in a
couldn't
defense.
find any fast-moving vehicles going through intersections this morning.
No, I was good. I'm just weaving.
All right. All right.
Is it your defense where you just shoot your shot?
Yeah. We got Melo and we've got Kobe.
So Kobe makes sense because Kobe's good at basketball.
I'm not listening. I'm not.
I mean, all defensive team. That makes sense.
I'm not messing around with
Kobe. Mamba mentality, aggressive.
I feel like we should get back to the cereal talk.
You just gotta. So
cereal
in the Melo defense, do your guys like jab step 18 times and then do something?
I don't know.
No.
I'm just trying to figure out what a Melo defense would be. Is it like a Matador situation? Where
It's
you're just
gonna
like,
be really, really hard.
what's that?
It's gonna be really, really hard.
Who you guys got this week? Central, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a big one. At the house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think me and Kenny might roll up to that one.
You should. We've been waiting on this one.
That's a good one.
It's gonna be a really good one.
See some good players out there, you know?
Yep. Really good quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do. Plan of attack. But pretty excited.
See a little Tay-Tay this weekend.
T Jenks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He is. He's such a nice.
What's he at? Like 800 some yards already?
Yeah, almost 9.
Yeah. It's not bad in like 4 games. Just going 200 a pop.
He misses a lot of quarters.
Is yellow the audible for that?
Yellow actually is one of our audibles.
Familla yellow?
It is. That's an offensive thing, though. I won't get into what that means, but they do make a lot of calls called yellow. What now? Who said something slick?
Austin says, great. Now Rico's yelling me about Steph's defense. Thanks, Ravi.
Yeah, get him, Rico. Come work with this yahoo. That's what I want to know. Wait a minute.
Rico.
Wait. Juan is back on this ID thing.
2,
yeah, Juan,
3,
come see me.
4.
We'll be over at the district, 89th and Pacific.
Rico, what does this mean to you?
Hey, I'm going to need you to grow up for about 5 seconds.
That's absolutely not going to happen.
Do you remember when I was asking all our major league experts when the Cubs were hot and they were scoring like 7 runs a game? And I was like, hey, are they going to be able to keep up this offense? And everybody swore up and down.
They're like, oh, maybe. They might. No, they did not.
No, man. It's like, I'm not dumb. Well, I am dumb, but like I do kind of know what I'm talking about.
Lee says, hey, fellas, I switched companies and I missed
Which one, L-Dubs or Lee Hull?
Hull.
Okay.
He said I missed show on Monday. Have we accused Rico of secretly getting his hair trimmed after the Nebraska loss?
Hey, that's the sequence.
I actually, no, he hadn't gotten it cut before the Nebraska loss. I did give him permission to get it done before Saturday since they're coming off a loss and it's a bye week. This is his only window where it's going to be acceptable.
Are you leaving your house on Saturday? I'd like to not. I know I got to be a West Side early.
Probably not.
But after that, it may be hunky.
I might go get breakfast early or something, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like by 11, I'll be.
Well, if our I was gonna say something that's gonna sound inappropriate. If Les,
I knew it.
If Les comes by,
going to refer to his profession.
Yes. I mean, if you're a first-time listener, you're gonna be like, well, why would that taste good? It actually wouldn't.
Sorry.
Depending on who you are.
Sorry.
It's ridiculous.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No judgment here. I mean, you do you. So when Les comes, if he drops off breakfast, it's Thursday. See if you can keep it till Saturday and finish the rest. Because he brings a ton of food.
He does, yeah.
And by the way, you guys, I want you guys to really feel guilty. I said this before.
Mm-hmm.
Those cinnamon rolls were for Zoe.
So you literally
I didn't know.
No, here's the thing. You didn't tell us.
I
had no way of knowing.
I didn't know.
You literally said, hey, Shane and Ravi split up the cinnamon rolls. And then you brought us to-go boxes in order to split up the cinnamon rolls. You didn't say, save one for Zoe or hey, those are for Zoe.
I just didn't want to eat what he brought for me. It was for everybody. So I wanted to share.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, the guys really love the cinnamon rolls. And he's like, oof, those were for Zoe. And then I figured I could just make you guys feel bad the next day because nobody knew.
Yeah, I mean.
But you have no conscience, so you didn't feel bad.
Absolutely not.
You just were scarfing them. You couldn't have cared less.
100%.
It actually hurt Shane's feelings. Shane was like, oh, do you want – no, you keep that right where it is.
If they had told me on the front end and then I made a conscious decision.
Who's they? It was only me that was doing the facilitating.
You or Les.
Les didn't tell me until I told him you guys bombed them.
If either of you had told me that they were for Zoe and then I consciously.
Zoe doesn't need them. She's going to the dentist this morning. That's the last thing that little girl needs.
See, I'm helping her out.
is that how you look at it?
No. If
You're like the Spin Doctor. Aren't they the
good band? No,
No,
that's Third Eye Blind.
Oh, well, who's Spin Doctor?
Spin Doctor.
So the DJ can't spin.
Spin Doctors is
You don't see. You got to
Fastball. Fastball is their song. I can't think
Like
of
you running it up there about 81, 82 mile an hour.
No, it's the name of a song.
Fastball.
I believe Fastball is. Two Princes is them also. You would know. Yeah, you're not gonna know it by the name, but you'd know the song if you heard it.
Two Princes.
Yeah. Hey, can you play Two Princes, Shane?
Sure.
It's music. I can't play it. I don't want to get our
Todd's saying Little Miss. Is that Little Miss Can't Be Wrong?
Little Miss Can't Be.
Yes.
Little Miss
Yes.
Can't Be. Oh yeah, I know that song. Is that
Yes.
Spin Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd also know Two Princes. That was one of their probably most famous ones. I think Fastball is them. That might be, or Fastball might be a different band. Yeah, Fastball is a different band. Sorry, they sing The Way. It's all right.
You don't know how bad I wish I could go water into wine. I'm gonna crush my grapes. Who gonna make my wine? Old Eddie Griffith. Were you an Eddie Griffith guy? Comedian?
No.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
No, I do. He's I don't know how to
describe him other than say he's black.
He's skinny. He was in some of the. I think he was Mad TV. Was he Mad TV?
I don't know.
He was in some of the movies. He had a fro in one of the movies. I'm seeing him. I'm like I can see it in my head.
You're getting worse.
He had a fro in a movie.
Have you? I'm gonna say that you can just say yes or no and move on.
Mm-hmm.
On your algorithm on TikTok, have you seen the two gorillas that tell jokes?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Highly, highly, highly offensive. But they had a funny one the other day that I thought of you. But don't worry, they offend everybody, every group.
Yeah, me too.
But haven't you seen them? They're like the two.
Is it like an AI thing where?
Yes.
I've seen the dogs doing that.
No, these are.
I don't think I've seen the gorillas.
Yeah.
I've seen the AI animals doing jokes, but I haven't seen the gorillas yet.
And there's one I want to say to you, but I can't.
Why not?
No,
just go ahead.
I like staying gainfully employed.
I mean, I'll be honest, man.
No. This is a shutter down.
Okay.
It's definitely a shutter down.
Okay.
It's 2025.
Yeah, that's who I was picturing. There's a movie where he's got a fro. I'm trying to find it.
I mean, there's a given his age and the demographics, I'm sure at some point it is highly likely you could find a picture of Eddie Griffith with an afro.
I'm saying that's the movie I'm thinking of when I think of Eddie Griffith.
Are you even intimating typecast?
They may have typecast him. I don't really have control over those decisions, DB. So I don't know. He could put that one on me. It just happens to be the movie I know him from.
Yeah. Sky Max. Equal opportunity offenders, huh? That is how we get down.
What'd I do?
No, I can't. I'll tell you off air.
I'm just out here, right?
And it's not my joke.
It's where the magic happens.
Sure.
Well, you gotta understand though.
No, you don't. Would you? Are you? If you're the Detroit Tigers, are you remotely interested in the postseason?
Does not appear to be at all.
How do you flip the switch?
I feel like if you knew how, you'd have done it already.
I mean, this is a monumental collapse.
Yeah, because they've lost what, 7 in a row?
7. It's more
than that.
Yeah.
Well, it was 7 yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like you're a Tigers fan. Oh, that's right.
I mean,
long live.
Well, you gotta understand though.
Long live Trammell and Gibson. Tigers, Gibby. You know he's not doing very well.
Oh, that's not good. I didn't know that.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Lou Whitaker.
I'll say I was a big Lou Whitaker guy. Second baseman.
He once had an afro.
It wasn't in the movie I saw.
You think everybody else looks alike? How do you know?
That's not true at all.
Dude, you went 0 for 6 one day, and you were trying.
What do you mean, 0 for 6?
Trying to get the actor in a movie.
No.
That's all.
Legit 0 for 6.
I think that was the Chow Yun Fat thing, though. I don't even think that was.
No, it was not Chow Yun.
Shane, who was the guy confused with Chow Yun Fat? From Inception.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys. And that was one
Jackie
of them.
Chan?
No.
Jackie Chan.
How dare you?
Bruce Lee.
No, the guy from Inception.
That guy.
Oh, thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they've lost 8 in a row. They're 1 in 9 in their last 10.
Yeah, and actually,
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I
who's
think
counting?
12 of their last 13.
Who's counting? I mean, Shane, you're not that big of a Tigers fan are you?
Like
in your fandom ranking, they're not that high.
He has Tigers hats.
I understand that. He's got ping hats too. He's not a golfer.
He loves golf. Shane, big Ryder Cup guy. We're talking about college football at Big Red Wrap Up, and Jay Moore's hitting me up
with Ryder Cup. Yeah, Ryder Cup not so much. I mean, you see a bunch of tweets about it right now about like, hey, the most exciting Ryder Cup stuff. I'm like, well,
home soil.
Yeah.
You're not riding with the Ryder Cup?
Not so much.
Really?
Yeah, it needs to be a little earlier.
Well, as in the year?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because.
That sounds like something Ravi would say. Do you have any rhyme or reason?
I mean, it's football season. I mean, you kind of just roll into that. Golf by this time becomes an afterthought.
You're not
enamored
by Bethpage
once
Black?
School starts, once football starts, once
you know out on golf.
The postseason for MLB starts. I mean, golf is
That's
kind of
not till the 4th.
But golf is still kind of an afterthought right now. It's low on the list.
Okay, that's fine.
Are
you?
I mean,
are you gonna dabble? Get over to see your fine people over there at the Horse.
Probably not.
Go eat at the Sky Bar and Grill.
Probably not,
because it's not as good as Hurrdat.
No, I'm just.
What's up with the loaded baked potato pizza I told you to send me?
I didn't end up getting that.
Have you? When's the last time you did something I asked you to do?
I got here a little earlier today.
It's your own question.
I hate when you make Shane laugh because that probably means it's somewhat funny, but it's pretty annoying.
My bad.
No, you couldn't care less. I don't even know why you play like it matters to you. You crack you up. You're the funniest person you know.
I've told people this before. I do the show for me.
I like me.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, what would I want to listen to? And then I do.
I look at me now,
and then
I see all the warts.
And then I do that. You know,
I don't think you're capable.
Capable of what? Seeing all the warts? No, I just meant I do the show for me. I like me.
Shane, do you know that Europe is the underdog? I think they're plus 170.
Undercover brother. Thank you.
Who
Lloyd.
said that?
Your boy, D. Lloyd.
Why has he got to be my boy?
Because you work with him. And I met him through you. That's why he's your boy.
Fine. I was going to try to take that. Would have been a reach. I check on him every day.
Yes,
he's one of the few people. He's still in the office, although he needs to tell his office mate to keep his desk clean. Wow, it is.
Who's his office mate?
I'm not going to put him on blast. It is horrific.
Is it Queen?
No. Although Queen's locker leaves a little to be desired.
I was gonna say I don't know what it is. I don't know him that well, so I'm probably just throwing him under the bus here for no reason. But that's never stopped me before. Queen strikes me as a guy that could be a little messy.
He's fine. He's organized.
Okay.
But yeah, he has some surprisingly he has some OCD tendencies.
I could see that.
I mean, super OCD.
He kind of strikes me as a guy that everything is organized to him, but it looks like a bomb exploded to everybody else.
That's about right.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get. Where he's like, no, it's right here. I know exactly where it is. But you're like,
it gives me a lot of Ravi vibes.
Under that pile of garbage or under that pile of garbage?
Wait, can I borrow one of those plastic sheets? Yeah, it's in there. In there where? In there where I said that kind of stuff.
That's really more Vers than me.
It's all you guys. It must be what I gravitate towards.
What do you mean, you guys?
People that act.
You know, you just whispered into the microphone, right?
I'm out of it.
You complete me.
No, none of the aforementioned. Although Matty was relatively tame Monday.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was chill. He was coming fresh off the weekend, and he wasn't happy with some of our guys.
Yeah. What'd he do? Or what they do?
I don't know, just I think men behaving badly.
Oh.
I wasn't around long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got an escort down there. Got in, got out. I didn't see any of the tunnel walk.
That's too bad.
No, it was fine.
All right.
It's totally fine.
Well, I was trying to show a little empathy there, and then, you know.
Are we 0 for 2 with the reunions? We won Colorado, right?
Yeah, Colorado was the 94.
We beat Miami.
Yep. We missed out on the 400th sellout. That was Illinois last year.
I can't wait to talk to you Monday about Illinois USC.
We should call my guy Evan on Monday.
Well, we should call him on Friday. Why wait till after to shoot his shot?
We got a recap, We can call him tomorrow too.
What, is he just on standby?
Yeah, we'll call him whenever we want.
Isn't he chaplain in?
He does lots of stuff, but he's always got time for me.
Boy, you love you some you.
If I call him, he'll answer.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Hey, bud, what's up?
No, that was kind of weird.
Hey, DB, what's up?
That's a bit of a problem.
You've started answering the phone for me when you call me now.
Because you say the same thing every time.
What would you like me to say when I answer the phone?
I don't know. It's fine. I just know what you're going to say.
Hey, Shane, help Les out a little bit, bud.
Oh, geez. He's strapped. Holy smokes. Wow.
I mean, would you like me to answer?
Les is like the Incredible Shrinking Man.
Would you like me to answer it the way Alexander Graham Bell intended? Ahoy, hoy.
Wait, what?
That's how the inventor of the telephone wanted people to answer the phone.
Hoy, hoy?
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Yeah, it's a like ship, or it's like a sailing thing.
Oh, like ahoy, mate?
Yeah. Ahoy, matey. Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. You want me to answer it like that?
Who told you that?
I don't know, history. I remember learning that in school.
What's up, big guy? He said, hey, how you going? He's got so much more tact and class than we do. We just yell at him. He whispers to us. That looks fantastic.
You're the man, Les.
Thank you. You too.
So he's just being a jerk. All right, that's it. Les just told us, by the way, that the rolls were for everybody.
Well, now he double boxed it.
So I did nothing wrong.
If you guys actually eat all those, you got problems.
So to be fair, I took a bunch of them up to the office for the coworkers.
Yeah. Who did you say you ate into a coma?
I was trying to be kind. I don't remember.
Was it Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle had a whole one and passed out. Now, part of that might be because he's got a fairly new child and he's probably not sleeping a lot anyway.
Yeah.
But I think the sugar coma mid-afternoon hit him.
Right in the old gut. I have a question. On your on the rundown where we were talking, I wasn't talking about it. You were talking about coaches on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Why did you just stop with those three?
Because those were the most imminent, I thought.
You think?
I thought, yeah. I mean, I'm willing to listen to other names if you have some. Because I put Napier, Fickle, and Gundy. Obviously, Gundy's gone. At one point, I did not have Foster or Pry on there, who are already gone, obviously. But so those were the three that I thought were going to be the most likely to be fired in the next few weeks.
So of OSU, UCLA, Wisconsin, VTech,
and
Florida. There's one more. No, that's it.
Nope, that's all of them.
I'm sure you're going with Florida 1.
Yes, because I think
everybody tells me that's a good job.
I don't know if it's a good job. I really don't. I don't know if I think resource-wise they're behind further than people want to realize. What?
Hedley Lamar.
Oh no.
What the world is a pirate party?
Is that like I got in a fight in the Black Panther party? Oh, okay. Sorry, I answered the phone at the pirate party.
I know what kind of party that is. It's this one.
Was it like a Tampa Bay Buccaneer party?
That's funny. You can say that. Why not? I thought you were going to say something else that you definitely couldn't say.
Is it like a Pittsburgh party?
Yeah, it could be.
Whoa.
Celebrating the great Pittsburgh Pirates teams of the 70s?
Yeah.
Yuck.
Maybe you're just big on Neil Cruz, guys.
That's a stupid "We Are Family" song.
You didn't like the Stripes?
No, that's what got me off of them.
Yeah,
I wanted to like them. I did. Dave Parker, Madlock, and I wanted to really be in on the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, Hedley must be about my age.
Why?
He goes, they were on LimeWire pirating some classical music. LimeWire was like my wheelhouse.
I was the LimeWire guy.
Well, yeah, it's because never mind.
I have no message.
I'm
Save your time.
not gonna put you on blast like that.
I was a Napster guy too.
Yeah, I was Napster, and then LimeWire, and then all those started to get shut down right around the time LimeWire started to go. And now we're kind of back to the thing where we can just
Now I'm
stream.
curious, but I'm not going to ask you because you have 0 cents.
We can just stream music whenever we want again.
Although, isn't YouTube having some?
Yeah, they're having.
They're going some new. They've got some new proposals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going through some copyright issues right now. They're trying to get it figured out.
Really?
Yeah.
It does seem like a free for all.
Yeah, a little bit. So here's the problem: is most of the time on, I don't know if people care about this. If most of the time on YouTube you don't get.
Have you not listened to our show?
Again, I do the show I want to do. Most of the time, although I do talk dramatically less tennis than I would otherwise. You see Davidovich Pekina? No, I'm just kidding. No, typically on YouTube, you make the most money on videos over 8 minutes because then they can add an ad in the middle of the video. Under 8 minutes, they won't do that. And also in a song, that'd be super annoying to have an ad in the middle of the video. So I think there's an issue with the amount of revenue the songs are generating versus how popular they are.
So when they hit like skip and they're just, wasn't that a subjective thing?
Yeah, but it's a pricing model issue with
views
versus what they're making off of it because of the length of the videos.
Oh,
that's my understanding. That's all I know.
Can I add one more team?
Absolutely.
It's not open yet, but 3 of these other ones aren't either.
Just 2. Wisconsin, Florida.
Oh yeah, that's right. What about Clemson?
Yeah, Clemson is. I don't know that they'll do that in season, but based on what we said yesterday and what we've been hearing from Dabo,
I don't think it'll be in season.
I don't either. I think Wisconsin and Florida could be in season. That's why I said I think they're the most imminent. I do think Dabo's in a lot of trouble because, as we said yesterday, he's gotten to the point where he's like openly flipping off administration and fans in the press conference, figuratively speaking. And so, like, that to me, 98% of the time it's over.
You said something else that I'd like to get to too.
Yeah.
You said Texas Tech is the best team in the Big 12, and you don't think it's particularly close.
Well, I thought Utah might have been, and they beat their head in. Like, I thought Utah might have been the best team in the Big 12.
Aren't you a big?
I love Iowa State, but I don't know. Just watching them, I think Texas Tech's a lot better. Now, Iowa State's really good in keeping things close and giving themselves a shot, so they could win that game. And so, obviously, in that sense, you go, okay, well, Iowa State's better than. If I'm just looking at both teams in a vacuum and not in a matchup against each other, I think Texas Tech is better.
Phantom Husker. I was part of a ransom scheme, so I can relate.
Were you?
Yeah.
Like a ransomware or like actual ransom?
Nobody wants anything I have bad enough. It was like it locked up my computer.
Oh yeah, like a virus.
Yeah. Was it Shane? Well, how many years ago was that? About 10?
Yeah.
Dude, it was a crapshoot when you were downloading stuff off like LimeWire.
I don't think it was. I don't know what it was. It was at the old station.
Oh, that's a bit of a problem.
That's a bit of a problem. And you know how they gave you the work computers? And I'm like,
I mean, I don't know. I never actually worked there. I'm still waiting on an email.
Not listening to my wife's advice.
I mean, I was on air more than some full-time hosts.
You know,
but...
people like to run and tell me stuff that they say. And the other day I almost got mad, but I let it ride because I kind of like the guys. But one of them I don't. And I was just like, yeah, you haven't earned the right to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people I'm like, you haven't earned the right to say.
But anyway, yeah, it locked up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that was back when they had Michael McDonald. And so he's like, yeah, we've been kind of seeing this a lot. And I was like, yeah, you can just give it back to me whenever.
At least it wasn't like a you problem. Like, at least it was a common issue.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better when it's not something I just personally screwed up.
Yeah. Well,
there's safety in numbers there, I feel like.
All right. Todd, would you like me to explain the DBKs?
Yeah, we got DBK and we got Phil Snow.
So this is volleyball's got a big week coming up.
She had a funny press conference line yesterday too, or a couple days ago.
So are you rocking with me now? I beat you over the head with her personality.
Yeah.
You're all in on the mannerisms.
Yeah.
She's got the sweet wardrobe.
Yeah.
She does. It says whatever the heck she wants.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I love her.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's a big week for my man, Coach Snow, because he will stay here when guys are on the road, so players can go and get some tutelage.
It's a good guy to get some tutelage from.
Oh, yeah. He ain't messing around. My man was mumbling down the hall on the way to the bathroom during the game, cussing up a storm.
Would have made that play.
This dude is I wonder. Low-five him.
Running into stuff.
Bit unprofessional, though. I love him.
So speak. It's random. People like their personalities and saying whatever they want. So yesterday you asked me a question about, because we were talking about Signetti, and then it came up with other coaches I don't like. You asked me a question about Dan Hurley, and you said, "Is there anything he could say that would make you like him more?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not." And then I saw a clip yesterday, and I was like, "Damn it, Austin, do you have it? Can you play the clip?"
In the end, karma got me. Not too much. Later down the line, I had to see that same Creighton game, and for running my mouth on the road, karma got me in the Big East tournament, and we ended up, losing to those guys and getting dunked on, at the buzzer, which was why, even, when their player dunked the ball at the end of that Big East tournament game, and there was a whole scene on social media after that, I wasn't really mad at Big Mac, at McDermott, or, even the player or Creighton. In a weird way, I felt like I kind of got what I deserved for being such an asshole in Omaha.
I was like, "Oh my, that's the most self-aware thing I've ever heard in my life." I was like,
right on cue yesterday.
Yeah, I was like, "What are the chances?" You asked me some random Dan Hurley question, and then
it's never random.
Fair, but not 8 hours later, I see this video, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
You have to like him now.
Not all the way, but like there is a respect there.
See, everybody's redeemable.
That is not true.
Well, that is. You're right.
Everybody's not redeemable.
That is correct.
Listen, I shouldn't have spoke that aggressively, though, because if I gave a former head coach at Nebraska a path to being redeemed, one I don't think he will ever take, I should have given the same path to Dan Hurley.
He self-glossed himself a dunghole.
Yeah.
That's like,
I was just like, well, I can't be mad about that. Like, if he's aware enough to know, it's like, yeah, I'm being a huge douche. And
that's not what he said.
I said, hey, being such an a-hole in Omaha, huge douche. Like, I don't think that's a jump.
Well, ask yourself, which would you rather be?
Neither.
We should dominate their ass on the glass.
Okay, so he said he was being a huge a-hole in Omaha.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, so he's at least aware of it. That's good. And then he's like, yeah, I kind of got what was coming to me. And I was like, oh, my God, I think I kind of like you.
He said, damn it.
I was so mad.
I think the press has been an asshole to me the whole year.
I still don't like that
Who
stuff.
said I got to like you?
I still don't like that stuff. Quit blaming the press for you being a dick. Don't do that. It's true.
Who said I got to like you?
It's like Dabo. Dabo does this all, like all these coaches. We saw who was the TCU baseball coach that did this.
Oh,
when he was accurately reported that he was going to Texas.
Yeah, and I forget his name now.
You know what I'm talking about, though. Yeah.
Gosh bless
the TCU head baseball coach. Like,
was it Augie? Was it Green?
No. This was like 2 years ago. This was
No, I know. I'm over here out to lunch.
Why do I always say like Spitznagel or something?
Jim Schlossnagel?
Schlossnagel. I was close.
Kevin Pittsnagel?
Yes, I was mixing the two.
Oh, he used to get buckets. What did he wear, 34?
I think so. West Virginia?
Yeah.
Big man?
Pittsnagel.
Poor man's Rogge?
No.
A little bit.
No.
He's a little taller. Not as good of a shooter.
You're an idiot.
No, I was like, oh, man, I was so mad.
Hey, Johnny the Pig. I should have put him on that list.
Absolutely not. See, Johnny.
What if he brought you some more good bacon?
It's not about the repentance. It's about the change behavior.
Oh, Lord.
Because I know.
You're rocking. I said, when I told you the best, I said, the best apology is change behavior.
It is.
No, I know.
That's why. So like, that's why I'm not 100% in on Hurley. I appreciate the self-awareness. I appreciate the self-own.
He said repent.
And
sorry about that.
But until I see change behavior.
Oh, man.
All right. Rico's calling me. He must be mad. We got to take a break.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if there's a technology thing or if he's just abusing the power that I gave him. So I told him that if like we have to take a break, I don't see the messages a lot. Like just call the phone. So I don't know if there's a technology issue. I meant it to be used in case of emergency only. I think he's going to abuse his power.
I don't want to do that.
So now we can't trust the system anymore, Rico.
Oh, boy.
All right, that's DB. I'm Ravi. Coming up on the show today, we got Michael Rose-Ivey, everybody's favorite Thursday guest at 8 o'clock at least, because I know a lot of people love our guy at 8:45, Brian Edwards as well. Michael Bruntz joining us at 9, and then we'll do a little Penn State preview, one of the biggest games of the weekend, Penn State, Oregon. We've got Mark Wogenrich, a publisher of Penn State on SI. He will join us at 9:45 to wrap up the show. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Back to busy feels better in the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo L. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months. More space, more style, and more savings at Edwards CDJR Council Bluffs. Or get the muscle you need for busy days in the 2025 Ram 1500. Built strong. Now with 0% financing for 72 months during the Drive into Fall sales event. The Back to Busy Drive into Fall sales event. Only at Edwards CDJR Council Bluffs. To Edwards CDJR and Council Bluffs.
Sporting director. So I talked to him a little bit about this, but what kind of went into the process of deciding like now's the right time to bring this position on and decide, hey, this is the next step for us as a club?
I think it was a couple of things. We had some immense success on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'd just come off of a championship. We're looking at the continuation of that season into 25. We really needed to build up the support that we were giving to our coaching staff,
Mm-hmm.
and we needed to relieve some pressure on me as
Sure.
it related to my ability to do sporting and business.
Yeah.
So really it was the kind of the perfect storm of, you know, we had some great success. We're continuing to grow, you know, as we look at moving into a new stadium, moving up to championship, all of the things that are leading us into the next 3 years or so is really helping focus our attention on building the program. So having a sporting director come on and be able to really help our head coach and coaching staff with scouting, doing game reports, having another additional set of eyes on our performance, and then also all of the contracts and all of the negotiations
Sure.
with agents. So
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget, if you're on the road this morning, get that seatbelt fastened. Make it click. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. It prevents injuries and saves lives. What's up, DB?
Click.
Got him. Yeah, we got the DB thing. It's not a sword. It's a seatbelt because you're locked up. So Steve on Twitter, he helped me out a little bit here. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I understand.
That's Undercover Brother.
Well,
that's the name of a movie.
Steve's just in a helpful mood.
And then
hockey's,
Steve, ahoy,
hockey's
ahoy.
coming.
This is a see. That's the phone thing.
He's got you covered.
Yeah, Steve's got my back this morning, which I appreciate.
I need him to post some more lawn pictures so he can get you out. Because I know how much you love that.
No, other people can post about their lawn. It's I just don't care.
Robbie,
listen.
Shane's little sideshow comments are classic.
I feel like people that talk to me about their lawn, and listen, despite what you try and get people to believe, I'm a nice person. I'll sit there and I'll pretend to care.
I know, because like you just being you, nobody gets a real sample size.
I know, I'm so kind. I feel the same way when people tell me about like their fantasy teams. It's like I'm not interested in this at all.
You don't do fantasy, do you?
I do like fantasy, but I don't need you to tell me about your team. It's pretend. This is for my, like, if I'm not in your league, how does that mean anything to me? I know who the players are.
I feel like this is very specific.
No, it's the thing people do. They're like, oh man, got beat out by a late Lamar performance on Monday Night Football. And I'm like,
I'm here to tell you right now.
Okay.
We don't care.
I can't stand that guy, Shane.
I don't know. Like Lon's and other people's fantasy teams, I just leave them. I'm good.
Is there anybody else you'd like to add to the potential job openings?
Ooh, that's a good question. Dabo's a good inclusion. I do think he's a postseason, not in-season candidate. Is there anybody else in the Big Ten you're worried about?
I got a D coordinator that needs to have a pretty good week.
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Chris Ash?
How'd you know?
That's the first D coordinator I thought of that was real struggling. And there's a headline this week like Freeman's not going to take over the defense.
That's very interesting that you were on to that.
Yeah. Well, I like Freeman a lot, so I pay a little bit of attention there. Yeah, Chris Ash needs to have a good week, especially. I mean, he's struggling. He's struggling a little bit.
Oh, I can't see that cornflicted. He said K-State. No way.
See, somebody brought that up to me. I don't think that's on the table at all.
Can be, can it?
I don't think so. I mean, they would, even if they lost out, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's say they go 1-10 or 1-11, I guess. So I think he's earned enough. I think he's earned enough to get another year, regardless of how this season goes. It's kind of like the Mike Norvell thing in Florida State. Like 2-10 is fireable almost any year. He had earned enough equity that he was going to get another shot. Now, if it goes bad again,
K-State is, and this wasn't my thought process. This was sent to me as a question. I was talking about be careful with jobs that are associated with one person.
Mm-hmm. But K-State's one of those.
He asked me if K-State was in that discussion. But Kleiman's done a pretty good job.
So that's the thing is he's done well enough. I don't think it is anymore. I think it was when he took the job. But I think he's done well enough to kind of overcome that. It's the same thing that Jimbo had at Florida State. Like that job was Bobby Bowden. Jimbo won a national title. Now anybody can take that job, right?
Can anybody shake the Fitzgerald Northwestern thing?
So somebody brought up Lee brought up Northwestern in the chat. Probably, but not Braun.
That job's going to come open.
Yeah, so Northwestern's one that's going to come open. TK thinks he says Iowa's opening. That's a retirement, not a firing, though, if it comes open.
Yeah, he's not.
Like he's unfireable.
But I do think
that's on the table.
Iowa's not one of those jobs I associate with one person, though. I mean, as long as Fry's still there.
Yeah.
Fry was not still there. Fry was there, I think. Fry and Ferentz.
Well, that was the advantage of it's like Nebraska, Devaney and Osborne, right? You've got both of them, but it's two huge figures, right?
Yeah.
But so it's not going to be an easy job to take over, I don't think, but it's not as looming as just, hey, like I'm following Coach K at Duke, right? Like there's a different sense there. But I do think Iowa could come open, but it wouldn't be a firing, I don't think. D-Pick says Trent Bray at OSU. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Not at all.
I mean,
I actually like Bray.
A lot of people, I've heard great things about him. He was a good defensive coordinator under Jonathan Smith.
I like Bray a lot. I liked him when he was here.
He's
pretty smart.
And that's a really hard job considering where Oregon State is in the landscape of college football right now. They're just in no man's land.
Yeah.
Like that's an almost impossible job right now. Worse than it was when it was in the Pac-12, honestly. Like they're in the desert.
Yeah, that's not a reach. I mean, conference affiliation.
Yeah, it matters a lot, right?
A little bit of conference affiliation. You'll take the conference affiliation.
Right. I just meant in the sense of you're probably towards the bottom end of the Pac-12 playing what at the time was really good competition. Like the Pac-12 ended on a really high note. So it was kind of an uphill battle against good teams. So the scheduling gets easier, but everything else in your life gets worse. Right. So I mean, because theoretically there's a world without conference affiliation that OSU, if they were able to keep everything else together, could go schedule a winnable season. Right.
Is Vaughn messing with me?
What do I
feel like I can't say anything nice to him. He overdoes it. I mean that oozes sarcasm, right?
It sounds like it. It sounds like something I would say.
My man, I said, well, I think I'm gonna like you. My man hit me back with, do you want me to bring you a post-game treat from Hy-Vee?
It's worse. He says, you want a little post-game treat, like you're a child.
Yeah, I think Juan's messing with
The
me.
little in there actually changes.
Is he back out of the tree? He's been in. He's been out.
He's still knocking on the door for me. I don't know enough about him. You make quicker decisions on people than I do. I'm a wait and see type of guy.
A little treat from Ivy.
Just a little treat.
Do too much.
I'm trying to just figure out what his tone was. That's all.
Right.
Trying to figure out what.
Right.
Juan, if that is his government name. He says it is. Yeah, you should bring him some oatmeal raisin cookies, as Todd says. That's your favorite, right? Is that your favorite cookie? You just like them?
No, it's my favorite cookie, but it's not my favorite.
Not your favorite dessert.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be your go? I know cereal is a big one, but if you were talking like a dessert, what's your go-to if you're like breaking the habit?
Cinnamon roll.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty That's pretty hard for you right now.
Yeah, I can smell it.
Okay.
It's very tempting. But I mean, we make them a ton, so I've built up a
tolerance.
Immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some calluses. You're like, I can get through this.
Exactly.
Jack says UCLA is as bad a job as Okie State. No money. I think UCLA is a much worse job than Okie State.
Given the choice, I would take UCLA.
You think so?
Yeah. So I can always recruit in my backyard and try to do the best I can. I don't want to be Okie State going against Oklahoma and Texas. I prefer to be.
I get that, but man, UCLA is broke.
I mean, that's what we think.
Everything we know is that everything that's seems to be reported about UCLA is that they're like super broke. Not just from an NIL standpoint, but from an actual institutional standpoint, they have no money. And that one's reportable.
The schooling system is in big trouble.
Any of the state colleges in California are in a lot of trouble. That's like, so Cal's a tough job because of that. Obviously, UCLA is probably the other big one. Like, think of the ones that are like USC is a private school, right? So like that is a whole different ballgame. Stanford, I don't know what they are doing with football, but they've got all the money in the world. They just don't want to spend any of it on football. Like they're literally one of the richest schools in the world.
I wonder what that endowment looks like.
It's like a Harvard like endowment. Like we're talking billions of billions. Like I don't know. I have a weird fascination with sometimes like school funding and stuff, and like Stanford's one of the top ones in the country. They have all the money they could ever want. They just want.
So you would take Okie State over UCLA?
Yeah, I think so. Just institutionally, I don't think it gives you a chance. And I have no idea. The NILs might be the exact same, but all things being equal, I think institutionally UCLA is in a worse spot. I will take my chances. And also, I think it's easier to climb up the Big 12 than it is the Big 10.
That's not true.
Travis. That's his first time. Shane, I didn't need that bolded. I could have read that.
Well, to be fair, it's day in, day out. We don't know which ones you can read and not.
I'm a closet Donkey Kong guy, so.
Wow. Oatmeal raisin is your favorite. I've looked past so many odd food takes, but that one is unforgivable. My food takes are normal. What's wrong with okay, I'm not even going to get it. I've argued about oatmeal raisin cookies.
I just don't like raisins.
For 45 years.
I just don't like raisins.
I'm telling you.
They're my favorite too.
I've defended this cookie for 45 years.
Listen, oatmeal raisins is the best cookie.
Why is that one unforgivable?
If you like raisins, I could see how it's a good cookie. I don't like raisins.
I think the raisins are overrated in oatmeal raisin cookie. I think it's become a common sticking point.
Yeah, because it's half of the.
It's not half. It's about a quarter. If a good oatmeal raisin cookie may have like 4 or 5 raisins.
See, this is a good piece of cheese thing right here. Because if you tell me a quarter of my sandwich sucks, I'm out.
I don't think raisins suck though.
I do. So that's what I'm saying. I like an oatmeal cookie. Oatmeal cookies are great.
You wouldn't even notice.
No, I do notice. Because I have a taste buds. You bite them? What are we talking about here? I wouldn't notice raisins in an oatmeal raisin cookie?
I just think it's overstated.
Do you just eat them whole?
I don't know. It's about the oatmeal and the softness.
I like an oatmeal cookie. I will agree with
unforgivable.
I like Travis.
No, he's funny.
All right, we're gonna talk to Mike Rose-Ivey coming up next on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's TB. I'm Ravi. We'll be right back.
Back to busy means Chevy savings this September at Edwards GMC. Lease the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado LT Crew Cab 4x4 starting at just $579 a month with $0 down. Power, style, and big savings at Edwards. Or step into the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox LT all-wheel drive, lease starting at $359 a month with just $1,000 due at second. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
Yeah, it's going to look a lot different this year. I like our group. I think we have the influx of freshmen and newcomers is there's an enthusiasm that they have and that you have toward getting to coach them. But the security blankets that we've had the last few years are gone, and but I'm really encouraged. I think our three seniors are really hard workers, and I think they've done a great job communicating with our younger players. So Keani Lockett, Kennedy Townsend are fourth-year players here, and then Grace Bofelli is a sixth-year transfer from Northern Iowa who's not quite ready to play, coming off a knee injury, but she's been a great addition, and I just love their voices, and we're going to need their voices because we just have so many young kids. So just even the practice, getting in and out of drills, and is going to be a lot different. But we're not super healthy right now, to be honest, but I think a lot of them that could change within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by our Thursday friend, Michael Rose-Ivey, former Husker and high school coach. What's going on, MRI?
What's up, fellas?
Just trying to make it, man. I'm dealing with a Yahoo kind of partner, and I don't know.
Y'all been on one this week. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all been on one this week. I love it. I love it.
I don't even know what's going on, MRI. Do you have any suggestions for me? Do I just need to tough it out?
I think you just got to toughen it out. But I think there's some things too. I think you can improve on. That can make it a little bit better partnership. I got you, Ravi. I'm not gonna single you out.
I appreciate
All
that.
right, let's just take one. What can I improve on, MRI?
Let's get some coaching in here.
Oh Lord.
We'll save that for the DMs.
Michael, I gotta ask you. Okay, we've been having this debate. It's not that important, but I do need to get somebody to weigh in here. Where do you stand on oatmeal raisin cookies?
I love the transition from what we just to that question. Oh
man,
I love oatmeal raisin cookies.
Oh.
Let's go.
All right,
let's go.
I mean, a nice warm oatmeal raisin cookie might be better than a chocolate chip cookie.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's go.
That's aggressive.
Ooh, MRI. We've been combing through this thing every which way but loose, right? You and I had real-time talks. We've had time to go back through it. I think there's a lot out there. One of the things I thought was crazy for the way that Nebraska plays offense, and you've played this game at a super high level, how shocked or not shocked, I don't want to put words in your mouth, were the fact that if Nebraska snapped the ball 74 times that Michigan had 40 solo tackles.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's a lot of. I mean, you have to look at the film to confirm it, but it seems like a lot of either catch tackles or, just guys just getting in the backfield. And I think that also kind of demonstrates. I mean, I saw a lot of the talk, just about just the strength aspect of that front seven of Michigan's in comparison to, what we had up front. And even with Emmett's a great back, but he's not the biggest back, right? And some of the I saw at least a couple runs where it could have been a more, we could have gained a little more positive yardage. If we had maybe a back with a little bit bigger stature, right? They could run through a little bit of those tackles. He kind of oftentimes gets swung around, but that's what the give and take with having an elusive, kind of smaller east-west, zone type of running back, right? And he's great at what he does. But that's kind of the biggest thing I saw is, right, their ability just to finish tackles, right? And again, have to look at the film for context, but you talk about it probably, DB, with your team, positive tackles and negative tackles, right? When I put my shoulder pads on them, there are no more yards gained, right? That's a positive tackle, right? Or actually, a positive tackle will be taking them back, right? Yardage, right? Neutral tackle will be him stopping where you got him, and then a negative tackle would be him gaining those yardage after you make contact. So again, have to look at the film to confirm it, but just from the eye, looking at that Michigan defense, there was a lot of positive tackles and guys driving their feet and getting guys to the ground immediately on contact. So something I bet, on the bye week, you're definitely going to be trying to improve for Nebraska, and I bet offensively for Nebraska, they're talking about that too, running through those tackles, creating those more positive gainage out of some plays where you got to be YOB, you got to be your own back. You know what I mean? You got to make a guy miss, or you got to run through him. We got to get those extra yards to get us in better positions on certain downs and situations.
MRI, let me ask you this about the tackling aspect of it for Nebraska, right? Because that's something that got brought up a lot. Hey, you got to tackle better, How much of tackling well is fitting on time?
Oh yeah, that's a big part of it. Yeah, I think that's a good question.
It's
yeah,
okay.
it see, we'll talk about it, DB. We'll talk about it. But I think that's a really good question, a really good point, right? The obvious one, right? And I see all you break it down, DB. I've broken it down. Everyone's broken it down with every camera angle in the stadium on Saturday. The Buford one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Again, we don't know what the call was. What was it? Cover two? Was it man? Was it quarters? Right? There was a lot of moving parts in that play there to kind of single out what exactly it was. But however, with the space given up, right, in that type of situation, you talk about fitting on time is being able to see the key that you only have a tight end or a single receiver on that side. He's blocking the heck out of your corner, and understanding that we talked DB. I love football, right? Because it comes back to week one. We talked about after Cincinnati was how does Nebraska handle nub side runs? And that's what they got hit with, right? All their big runs was pretty much 2 or 3 by one side. I know the other one, Marshall, was 2 by 2, but still going into the boundary, you had the single slot receiver on gun through there. Again, I think, like Ravi, that's a great question, right? Being able to fit on time, take away space, and give yourself the confidence in your position to perform your job. I think that's important, and it is a big part of timing.
So let me ask you something. I wouldn't say we went round and round, but Jay broke it down on Big Red Wrap Up inside the huddle, and he's a D lineman, so he's looking at it like, man, you put my DT in a bind, kind of hung my insides out to dry. You have the other vantage point as a guy that played inside. Would you have had any problems with the initial stunt if you knew whether you were, and we'll get to whether that was going to be box or spill, but did you have any problems with the initial stunt to begin with?
I did not. And when I broke it down, the only problem I had with it, it looks like, for me, again, not in the headphones, right, in the headset, but it looks like to me those running a double exit, right? So they're bringing both outside guys into the interior gap inside of them, and the 2 inside guys wrapping up. They did it on both sides. The only problem I had was I thought Williams could have cut across that tackle's face to close that space on the backside. Other than that, I think it accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. They didn't want the ball to get to their corner, and it got pushed.
So you're
inside.
assuming they're boxing that?
Yes, I'm assuming they're boxing that. You would have to, because who's going to spill it if you're in, if
you
your
have no
end?
one to spill it to.
Yeah, if your end is going in, right? Sorry for this, Bill.
No,
right, but if the end is going in, then I mean you don't have anyone to box it until late, because those nose and tackles got to get out later, right? And so again, I don't know the coverage. If we knew the coverage, that kind of give you a little bit better indication of what their actual idea was for that play. But I think
Keith looks like he's fitting that like a box safety.
yes, yep, yeah, he does. Yeah, it's kind of like a 2-on-1 on the number one receiver on the backside corner, and that backside safety kind of playing off of one. And I think, and again, you broke it down too with Shavers. Only thing, again, not knowing the call, I would have liked for them to do in that situation was use his hands and almost two-gap it to close that space down, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? And give more of a shot, because once he takes that rip angle inside, now his hips capture and the space gets even bigger for Buford, right? And I know it felt like Buford kind of was out of the game after that play. And I don't know what the history was or what led up to him kind of coming out and more gun three and more rotational with other guys in the back end. But
they did play some more bare fronts, though, from a secondary standpoint.
Yeah, for sure. He talked about playing three corners out there and 5 D linemen as well, stuff like that. But again, that's a great question, Ravi. Like I think that's important. Like just how you fit it is huge. And the time in there, and as you saw, the timing was off on. I mean, on all three levels. Again, I know Buford got singled out on that single play, but again, I think on all three levels there was some combination of. Just something that was off. It wasn't drawn up how it didn't get executed. Sorry, how it was drawn up.
Do you have problems with the scheme?
No, I don't. You know what? DB, I've watched. I've gone back and watched, and it's a different athletes, different stuff. But I've watched every Tony White Florida State game from this year, just to see what's the difference. Is there any difference?
Mm-hmm.
And there ain't much schematically.
It's very similar.
It's the same. I would say Tony, obviously, he played in the 3-3-5, a true 3-3-5 stack with that rotational pieces of all three linebackers. We were playing up in the box or on the line of scrimmage in the box. So there's a little bit more of that. And plus, I mean, when you got, look, no offense to the guys in Nebraska, but there's about 2 or 3 NFL D linemen on there. We can rush 3 and drop 8 a lot if we want to, especially against the talent they're playing right now, But scheme wise, it's the same. And I understand competition, all that stuff, but I see what they're trying to do, what they want to do. Again, I think are you asking that in code as far as for the D lineman, or are you just saying it in general? Because when I look at, again, I think everyone said it, I don't think the D line performed as bad as obviously rushing stats goes directly to the D line, just like a win goes to a quarterback, right? It kind of, there's no context there when we do stuff like that, right? And again, I personally thought, especially as a former second level player, that the second level, again, going back to what we talked about Cincinnati DB, that in order to have guys be able to play behind moving and explosive fronts, they have to understand that things are going to change quickly, and how I fit and where I fit, going back to Ravi's point about timing, is crucial and important. And I think there's going to be some mixing up of the rotation at linebacker coming out of the bye week. I think, I love to see 40 play a little bit more. In certain situations, I think Shavers fit well in those downhill attacking type of offenses, right? Like Michigan. So we'll kind of see a little bit of that versus Michigan State. But I still think Washington Trent's still a good player. I still think, Javen Wright, I think he struggled a little bit. But I think he's still a good player. I just think they got to get more reps. And everyone said, "Oh, we've been doing this since fall camp or since the spring." It's live now. Things are flying, right? And I think they got to get more reps of it. And
their opponents have tape too, right? So now they got to adjust on tempo. It's tempo and trust for me.
Exactly.
Right? If you're talking about a D line getting across, down, fitting tighter from C to B gap. You're talking about taking on a puller more half man. You're talking about giving a running back two-way go.
Mm-hmm.
And then how a safety can fit. Like, all those build on each other, but it boils down to, if you finish the stunt up front, we may be having a different conversation.
It's a 9-yard gain, second down and 1. And I know people hate when we do this right and we go back and say, well, like Coach said, hey, we don't say it boiled down to 6 to 8 plays or whatever, right? It was 45 of them, and we go back and say, hey, if this happened, but it didn't. But that's how we're. DB, right? We're football coaches. That's how we look at it, right? I'm not going to accept the losses as we lost and we're terrible. That's not how I'm going to analyze that.
Not how
I'm
you
gonna,
want your staff to do it either.
no,
Certainly not
and I
players.
think I hope even with all the entertainment you guys bring, even us talking about ball, that people actually not just listen just to hear what they want to hear, but get a better thought process in analyzing what happened Saturday instead of the overreaction, the fan reaction that you typically get. Let's analyze the game. And that's the big reason why I'm doing three. It's not to do anything, but let's get smarter about talking about football and not just saying. That's a big reason why people ask me, like, why don't I put the guys' names in there, because I don't want to make it personal. I want to make it football. Hey, it's not about the person in the helmet. It's the scheme. Let's talk about the game of football and not make it so personal, and stay behind these guys, because this season still could be very special, and they got a lot ahead of them. I think Michigan State's a good opponent, but they're not something that I don't think they're any better or worse than Cincinnati, in my opinion, as far as looking at the film of them. Like I think where we're headed and what we got going, and the foundation they've laid defensively and offensively is a winnable formula. We just got to execute better, right? And other things, offensive line, we got to figure out. But again, I think it's more execution, like you said, DB, and less of, the world's falling, it's the same Nebraska team. Let's get out of that mentality.
So, Michael, there's something you kind of touched on there with the kind of the tempo and the trust of the run fits, right? So as I'm watching that and I go, okay, if I'm a coach, how do I weigh, okay, this is what we've practiced. I've seen these guys execute it in practice versus, hey, in game, I don't know if I can convince them to do what I need them to do. And so I'm going to maybe force their hand a little bit with, say, some selected run blitzes or things like that. How do you kind of weigh making them more aggressive by forcing them into something versus trusting, hey, I've seen them do this before, let's keep at it?
I think in the heat of the moment, unless you just have supreme confidence, every coach gonna say I got confidence in my game plan and my guys, but if I'm seeing they're struggling, then it's got to be something that we have discussed as far as what's our next play. And this can't be halftime. Like I think I've seen the quote thrown around, halftime the most overrated, adjustment period, kind of in football, right? Most teams come in with an A and B plan, and maybe even a C plan if things go that bad, right? So I think for this group, I think what they're doing works for this group. I think they have to execute it better, and I think that's something that, in general, a defense coordinator, offense coordinator, or even a head coach has to just understand and have a feeling for his guys and what they can do. Obviously, what they've shown, but if we're on Saturday and the results aren't showing, right, we got to kind of press the button, right, and go to that next thing if that's what we have planned. So I think a lot of it for them is this week. I'm not even get back to the basics. I hate the feeling that some people feel it's like we got to scrap everything and kind of like figure out a new foundation, especially for the defense or the run stop and stuff. Again, I think it's a lot of execution. I think there's some guys that can get a little bit more in the rotation on the second level. I think it help a little bit more. But again, if you know your guys have the ability to be able to play, hey, we'll play base defense and we'll be able to win 1-on-1, then let's do it. But this isn't the team that's going to be able to do that for 60 snaps, right? We just have to be realistic, right? We interior, right, D line wise, right, you have smaller guys, right? So the movement works for them. I think, again, Butler has to get comfortable with the guys he has in there, and then also the defense has to trust that what he's putting them in can be executed and has to be executed at the level he's expecting it to be.
So when we're talking about kind of what you want to do in the bye week, and we're going to get off the cookie thing here for a second and get into guys. If I had to give some pieces, obviously during the bye week you've got to weigh the tactical versus the technical, right? With the philosophy versus the execution. How much do you how are you divvying up the pie at that, and then getting into the other piece of the pie, which is which guys can do what based on what the first two things are telling me?
Film. With 4 weeks, you like you said, you have tape of yourself. You have seen yourself obviously against your own unit, but you also see yourself against 4 other teams, varying degrees of difficulty. And so you have a good idea. I think this bye week is in a good spot for them to be able to kind of not I don't want to say reset, but refocus or reshift. Right, again, speaking on that tactical versus technical. So I think that for Nebraska, their biggest thing in the bye week is going to be, again, kind of balancing that. Like what philosophically can we continue over for the rest of the season is going to help us, right, win football games and close out football games, and when we're in those tight games, be able to finish those games. But again, looking at what they did, as far as the tactical part schematically, I think that it's what fits them. Execution has to be better, right?
Michael, so let me switch. You mentioned something there on the offensive side of the ball a couple minutes ago about Nebraska's offensive line. So I'm going to phrase this to you as if you're facing Nebraska's offensive line as a defensive coach. I thought, and tell me if I'm wrong, I thought guard, center, guard, they were actually pretty good on the offensive line. Obviously, the speed rush on the tackles was giving them a lot of trouble. Yeah. If you're a defensive coordinator and you see that's how your defensive line is getting home, what are you hoping they don't run?
Am I speaking for the defense perspective?
Yeah,
or
if you're
offense?
the defensive coordinator and you're saying, like, hey, we're getting home, speed rushes on the outside, middle, we're not making a lot of hay. What are you hoping they don't throw at you offensively that can beat what you're currently doing?
I mean, you think screens, draws, those type of plays, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, we're rushing 4 and dropping 7. You know what I mean? Split field coverage, we're going to play 4 over 3 and 3 over 2. You know what I mean? It's kind of goes back. It's that NFL philosophy, and when you can do that at the college level, especially, I mean, Raiola's a great quarterback, but most quarterbacks aren't able to process the game maybe as well as he is. That's where you get guys in troubles.
What about like 2-back lead, like some sort of sprint action lead?
I mean, I think. On paper, it works. It sounds good, right? But then when you
is that what they do?
Yeah, and I think Rule talked about in his press conference, right? Is that what we do, right? Is that who we are, right? Yeah. And I don't know if they want to make it that game. I think they've gotten to the mindset, and it could shift. I think Rule talked about it as well as just, hey, I understand. I think our pass run ratio is pretty shifted towards passing right now. And again, I think that's when he brought up, hey, is that who we want to be, right? And we know that's not who we can be. That's who we should be or need to be in order to be a successful team and have the type of season I think they can finish with. But I mean, it could be a part of the package. Maybe it's not out of 2-back. Maybe it's out of 11 personnel, and you're bringing that tight end, inserting them in on ISOs and things like that, and getting him involved there. But I think you put yourself in a tough spot. Right, and you need that heroic, and that's what honestly watching offensively, the game felt like. Being a Chiefs fan, it felt like the Chiefs recently, kind of with their offensive line struggles, right, to where you're expecting Pat, right, and I don't want to. I'm not comparing Pat and Dylan, right, but I saw how that went yesterday.
Who would do that, man? Who would do that?
DB clapping
Listen,
back.
I don't even. You know me, man. I didn't want to have to do that. I don't like.
It's all right. It's all right. Sometimes you got to show it. Sometimes you got to show them. But again, it kind of felt like you need that heroic effort from Dylan for them to be successful. He did it, and I think that's where the optimism is like, okay, if we can just protect this guy, I think you're under 2 beliefs. It's either if we can just protect him, or we need to run the ball better, and that protects him. And that's why I found so blasphemous about, I think, one of the quotes that guy had yesterday, just about how Michigan's offense sets up Underwood to process. Like, oh my, come on. Like, okay, that was yesterday. New day. But yeah, I think they got to run the ball better. I mean, they got to find runs that they can execute on a consistent level, and whatever it is, DB. If it's got to be 3 backs in the backfield, we got to go pistol full house like we did with Taylor and do all this other stuff. We got to find something we can consistently hang our hat on. What I thought was interesting, what we didn't.
I
really
think there
see,
could be a big difference just between pistol versus offset. I
mean,
coach it
I think you
differently
bring
on
that up.
defense
You bring it up every week. I mean, I think that's
because
something
I think it matters.
yeah, it matters. No, it does. It definitely does. It's something they could definitely utilize. But I thought, I don't know, the script runs they had, like the first two series, I like the
They kind of
direction
hit.
they're going, but it just felt like, again, maybe I need to watch the film just for better context, but it just felt like we kind of got away from it. And I think and Dana's very well experienced. I'm not saying he got overwhelmed, but just with the type of pressure you were seeing on those first two series, it looked like, oh, this is going to be a long game. You know what I mean? And I think maybe we got away from it. Maybe that was just scripted to see kind of what we can set up later on. I don't know, but I thought, the misdirection kind of duo handoffs going into the C and D gap, giving Emmett a kind of a two gap read or reading off the backers. That's his best run.
That's that off tackle stuff.
Yeah, that's his best run.
That's like the
Yeah.
orbit stuff with Mosey too.
Well, you can occupy and hold second level or second like your adjusters. You can hold guys with action.
So speaking of holding those guys in place, that goes right into the question I wanted to ask Michael here is when you're looking at what Nebraska's offensive line is, what Michigan was doing to them defensively, how much does that RPO hold those guys in place long enough? Does it hold them in place long enough to give Dylan that extra time?
That RPO game got to be pretty slick, though.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it's working pretty well.
Towards the end, they start to get a feel for it. I mean, it's kind of like the new, like, hey, throw the running back the ball, and that's kind of like a run kind of thing. But there's something about actually give it with the intent to give the ball and run through somebody's face mask. Again, and that's where again the RPO kind of gets. It's tricky because if you get a quarterback like Dylan who's like, right, hey, coach, I feel you on the option to run the ball, but I trust my arm a little bit more than, what the run scheme may be, or, just being blunt, who's running it or who's blocking or who's protecting it. But I think it's a good, easy access throw for us, for Dylan. He understands the process as well. I mean, if you ain't running the ball though, it's easy to say, hey, on our second level guys, hey, let's bat our feet a little bit in the ground before we start getting the run fit. Because again, if we go back to it, if I can handle 5 with 4, then I don't need you playing fast in that B gap. Hey, we'll almost 2 gap that guy. He'll play 5 minutes secondary.
With no threat of you've heard me say this forever. With no threat of inside run game, you can scheme it different.
Yep.
Conversely, Ravi asked me yesterday. He said, "Hey, what's the difference though between running toss or, lead or anything off tackle versus RPO?" And I said, nothing outside of physical mindset, right? Which is what you just said. It's like there's something different emotionally about giving it to a guy and saying get there versus
I asked
we're gonna get no, and I'm not down. No. I'm just telling you, like,
I asked if there was a practical difference or if it was mostly just mindset.
Yeah, and it's
which is fine.
I think there's both.
Well, if I want,
it becomes a mindset thing when you've been hit in the mouth a couple of times, and you don't want to come up. You know what I mean?
Take its course. Yeah. That's
Exactly. It has to flow naturally through running the ball, establishing the run. Now we get the alley guys getting a little hesitant. And then that's when you can get to your big play action stuff where now, okay, I've been hesitant. Coach is on my butt about getting in the run fit, right? I'm screaming up in the run fit. Now we got a 20-yard crosser going back behind, the linebackers or over the top of the safeties, things like that.
This might be a dumb question, but I don't know, so I want to ask it anyway. So if you're running RPO versus like a traditional play action, does that look the same real time to a defense?
Yes, for us it does.
Yeah. For if you're reading your keys,
if you're reading hi hat, low,
if they're not climbing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People, there's a lot of people that play football, but when you play it and seeing a lot of different looks and things like that, people tend to think that guys' eyes stay in one spot, right? Because all you see is a helmet, right? You don't see their eyes moving, right? And for a lot of guys, if you played at a decent level and had enough reps, you're almost seeing through something. Like if I'm lined up in a 30, right, outside shade of the guard as a linebacker, right, I'm seeing through the guard to the back. So I'm almost confirming what my first look is, which is my guard through the back. So if we're seeing, downhill action with the back and also the guard coming at me, I'm going to play it like run, right? I'm going to play it like run if I'm in the fit, right? Now, if I'm getting hi-hat, guys going back, but the running back's coming to me, right? Just it's something to say. It's hard to kind of explain, but it's just instinctually you've seen enough reps of it. You've got a good feel on film of how they're moving on certain things. You can even get his detail, seeing the weight of the hand in the ground, things like that. When you're in there, but I think again the mentality part of it, or the brain lock that comes with running RPOs for defensive guys, comes with they've been hitting us in the run, and I've got to get downhill, right? So I think that it just helps set everything up. Like we talked about, the run game is going to help protect them just as much as our tackles being able to work against those power rushers.
It sounds strange, but I think you know what I'm getting at. Seems like the better coached you are, the more susceptible you are to it, because you know what I mean?
Because you're reading these.
Yeah.
You're trying to make the right call.
And it's why I lose my mind. We played a team last week that is so good at the RPO game, but what makes it tough is, it looks the same. But when you get the grace to, for 3 or 4 yards down the field, then it's really, really hard, because that's why one of the rule changes I want more than illegal contact or whatever being 5 yards and automatic first down is, we got to get on these linemen downfield, because it's changed the game dramatically in terms of how you can play RPO if you do read keys like that, because it all looks like the better coach, even the offensive line, it all looks the same. And when you're letting me get movement down the field, I'm gonna get a bad read, right?
Yeah, I think there needs to be like an offsides kind of thing that, like, how they do in soccer, where it's maybe up top they're looking at it, because I mean it does get difficult. I don't know if it gets towards like tush pushes type of play,
which
where
doesn't bother me, but I mean when there's so much RPO and these guys get 4 or 5 yards.
But I think it's just that kind of that gray area of the rules a little bit, right? Where it's if you're 1 yard down the field, DB, I'm looking at the ref like, hey, he's downfield, right? He's run blocking. Like pass set, even if he jump sets at the guy, he's still, 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like we should be able to see these things, but again, we looking at it from a former player and coach's view. So, we're seeing it in a whole different way.
I know it's hard.
So
I know it's hard, but see it.
The reason I asked how it looked is because theoretically, right, if you actually give it to the running back enough in the RPO to keep them honest on the run game, and that also looks the same as traditional play action, then that's what would open up the opportunities to push the ball down the field, right? Because on RPO, right, they're sitting on short routes because that's about all you can get out.
We saw it last week.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what makes Michigan's offense, tough. They make a lot of same man stuff. You know what I mean? Everything looks the same. They'll dress it up the same. It's kind of like. So I'm a quick story on that one, right? So it's kind of like I had a Southern family. We had a barbecue one day, and they got all the food out. They got chicken wings, ribs, and things like that. And then they tell us there's like some pulled pork or like some pulled brisket, something like that they got in the tray. I mean, everybody's eating it, they're tearing it up. And then come to find out, tell us it's a whole pot of barbecue raccoon. So that's kind of what a good offense does, right? We're gonna dress it up. We're gonna put the barbecue sauce on it. We're gonna grill it just like nice little quarter chicken, right? But then you get a raccoon, and it was very good. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was very good.
No, I'm out. I'm mad. I'm not coming back.
It was not bad, right? So that's kind of the dress up like you see of these offenses. Like, man, the good ones do that. The good ones do that, and I think that's where Nebraska a little bit, get a little more in sync with setting some stuff up, and like you said, make it look the same with RPOs. But again, I think going back, the physicality of the run game opens up everything, right? That opens up everything.
It's hard too when you're so dynamic outside the numbers with wide receivers and your best player is your quarterback, right? So who we want to be versus who we need to be.
Right, and that's the balance they gotta get set coming out of this bye week.
That's our guy, Michael Rose-Ivey. Great stuff as always. Appreciate the time, and despite the oatmeal raisin take, I think we'll have you back next week.
We'll break down Sparty.
I will make sure to get a nice little tray of oatmeal cookies
Yeah, he's such a
delivered
hater.
to the
You
studio.
want me to get better, huh? Well, you know I want to blame, complain, and deflect. Why do I need to get better?
Old man yells at the sky.
BCD. BCD. Oh, we appreciate it.
But have a good day, fellas.
Thanks,
You
MRI.
too. That is Michael Rose-Ivey.
He said, "I won't talk. We'll straighten you out, DB."
He's got to hit you in the DMs.
No, but he knows how I think, though. Listen, if you don't like it, you need to control your own behavior. That's what he's gonna tell me.
Yeah.
Control my own behavior.
You know, it's all right.
He knows I'm dealing with a ding dong.
Who, me?
Yes.
I thought you meant the people on the internet.
He said, "Well, you've been on one."
So here's my question. Is this why, and this, you were talking about two back and like back lead and stuff like that. So let me ask you this. Is it, if you like what they're doing guard, center, guard, does the second back help you overcome if you're trying to, like, is there enough you can do with an extra back to get you numbers and then the three guys in the middle that you like what's happening
The
to get the run game going?
easiest way I can explain it to you without a dry erase board,
Mm-hmm.
you have to. I'm gonna try for you. I'm gonna try to get your second level defenders,
Mm-hmm.
your edge guys, your hangers, to respect me.
Okay.
How can I control you? Sometimes I can come at you and make you take things on.
We've seen that with the tight ends a couple times.
Sometimes I can slow you down by making you have to read and react like RPOs.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, I have to be able to control the adjusters. So there's a couple of ways you can do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can insert, and I say insert, I mean it's like out, you tackle guard, out, you lead
Mm-hmm.
with a lead back onto
So basically,
second level.
your guard's trying to split, your tackle's trying to split, and then the lead
So
hits the middle.
just think base,
Mhm.
lead.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll see it a ton. I'll show you. a
The
couple.
lead splitting the guard and tackle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you lead. You can ISO. You can double. And ISO just stands for isolating because you want your lead backer on their first run fitter. Usually it's the mic, right? That's where ISO comes from. You're just isolating on that inside backer, and you get downhill.
So when it happens to Nebraska, that's typically like Trent or Shavers or Wright.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't see a ton of ISO anymore.
Right.
Right. You just don't.
Mhm.
I mean, goal line maybe.
Yeah.
Short yardage, you'll see ISO. Or if you don't want to lead on them and block them from a physicality standpoint, we used to run outside zone. We'd call it stretch, 41, 49 outside. And we would get in 12 personnel. We had two tight ends. Everybody would reach. They would climb and get to second level. We could control the edges. Well, we could also cut too. So it was a little easier.
Yeah.
It's harder now.
You can't cut anymore.
And they're better athletes out there.
Sure.
Right? Like, they're just better athletes.
Yeah,
So a
like-
lot of the things we used to do.
Like you try and cut Barham, like he's probably just getting around you and going.
Yeah,
That's a tough.
cutting outside the tackle box versus there's lots
Yeah.
of rule changes,
Yeah.
right? Runs that we had that would go for 67 yards. I mean, those guys were on the ground.
Mhm.
I mean, these DBs are throwing at legs downfield and stuff. Like, you just don't do it anymore.
Mhm.
So I'm not delusional there.
Yeah.
So, but there are more.
There's things you can do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's a philosophy thing.
Mhm.
And if you're predominantly a one back team,
Yeah.
then you have to adjust with whether you want 12 personnel, 11 personnel. You know, how good is Nebraska going from, what do they lose if they get out of 10 personnel with
Mhm.
no tight ends? Or how good are they in 12 personnel? I've talked about this in the offseason, the great dilemma.
Mhm.
If you break the huddle with Lindenmeyer and Harburg, what receiver is sitting?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's kind of how you have to look at it. So when
because it's pretty
when
clear
Coach
that,
Rule talks about
Yeah.
personnel packages, well, he's in 21. He's in the 2-back, 1 tight end set. He's in the 12 personnel package. He's in the 1-back, 2 tight end set. When we go 2 backs, this is what we want to do because this other guy that's coming off the field when the back comes on is this player. We need to make sure that we're cognizant that we have all our capable players on the field.
Yeah.
That's just,
and if you're
it's football 101, right?
Yeah.
The minute Bellevue West broke the huddle, I'd say, hey, our 14 and 88. They're just things that we would ask,
Mhm.
right? 14-88 both in the game. You know, this week, hey, is 27 in the game? Is, where's 2? Like, we'll have things that we'll look for that we know when they break the hut, we hope that it's going to be a 1 or 2 back set and a 3-by versus 2-by. Like we do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What offensive guys try to do is make sure that they don't tip tendency when they break the huddle. You said it.
Because certain personnel.
Yeah. You said, hey, when Carter Nelson's in the game, I want to know that Nebraska could run the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I like about Lindemeyer is I have no idea what they're going to do when he's in the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's where not having a guy like Bonner hurts a little bit.
So that's where I was going to say that's where Mosey becomes really important.
Right.
Because he can running back, he can play slot.
So you have to be able to hand it to him, and you have to be able to throw it to him.
Yep.
Otherwise, when he comes in the game,
You
you're
know
thinking
what it is.
perimeter pass game.
Yeah.
Sweep keep, something like that.
Mhm.
You just want to be, like I said, those guys have tape and dry erase boards too.
That's the advantage of seeing Barney get down the field a couple times too, right?
Yeah.
Because it seemed like for last year especially, a lot of the Barney stuff was sort of in the same
Or
area
you
of the
know,
field.
just letting him work outside the numbers.
Instead of being in the slot all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do really struggle with
Without a running quarterback, I mean, Michigan could play 2-man all day if they wanted.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to get open vertically. It just is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the premise of 2-man.
Sure.
Like you're just not getting over the top outside the numbers.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right?
But you also use a low hole and a high hole guy, so it's hard to keep the quarterback contained if he wants to run the ball.
Yeah.
So it has some downsides too.
Yeah.
You can spy or you can have little things you do off of that, but I mean, again, those guys, Chip Lindsey and those guys get paid money too.
That is good stuff there with DB and MRI. Coming up next, we're going to talk to our friend Brian Edwards from Major Wager, get a little insight on what we're doing this weekend.
Big weekend.
Yeah, it's a huge weekend of games. He already sent us a giant list of what's going on, and I got to be honest with you, there's some off the radar games that I'm interested in.
You tracking with them?
There's some off the radar games that I'm interested in. I'm also interested in our guys over at Next Gen Male Medical. Make sure if there's anything feeling a little bit off, you give them a call. They've got lots of solutions, everything from hormone replacement to weight loss. They've got you covered. All cutting edge treatments that they can help you out with to feel like the best version of yourself. It's 402-614-9700. They're helping me out with some weight loss and some peptides. DB's getting hooked up. I think he might go the Sermorelin route as well. Not how he says it, but we'll just call it peptides for him. Give Next Gen Male Medical a call, 402-614-9700. Brian Edwards coming up next.
Who is Nebraska volleyball's biggest rival?
Penn State.
Penn State? Why Penn State?
Oh, just because we don't like them.
I would have to say Nebraska's biggest rival is Penn State, because back in the day when they had the great players and Coach Russ Rose and Penn State has always been Nebraska's Achilles heel, and as far as like opponents.
Probably Penn State or Wisconsin. Yeah. Why do you think Penn State? Because they beat us last year in the Final Four. Yeah, you got to get them back this year. Yep. Why?
Right now,
Wisconsin, Penn State.
I'd say Penn State. Yeah.
Penn State or Wisconsin?
You know, in the past few years, I would have said Wisconsin, but after last season, I think we kind of own Wisconsin now. So now I would say Penn State, and we fell short against them last year, and that game coming up at home later this year, that is going to be absolutely electric, and I really hope that they can get the blackout to work.
This September at Edwards Hyundai, lease the 2025 Hyundai Tucson SE all-wheel drive, starting at just $249 a month. Style, tech, and value that makes getting back to busy easier. Or upgrade to luxury SUV comfort with the 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. Take $7,000 off MSRP on every remaining model in stock. Big savings, but only while they last. Back to busy means more Hyundai savings this September at Edwards. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Hyundai in Council Bluffs.
Imagine your first dream home. and the feeling of walking inside for the first time. With Centrist Federal Credit Union's First-Time Home Buyers program, you are at the doorstep of bringing your vision to life. Welcome home. From your neighborhood mortgage experts, Centrist Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Now, Vegas insider, senior handicapper, and fan of the cold Budweiser bottles, Brian Edwards.
It's got to be touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Brian Edwards.
I don't really love it.
Brian Edwards.
The way they're using the cream cheese to butter the bagel.
Brian Edwards.
I'm going with the cowgirl.
Here is Brian Edwards.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider from Major Wager. What's up, B?
Good morning, fellas. What's happening?
How we doing?
Good. Had my first losing weekend last weekend, unfortunately, but the Eagles bailed me out, or it could have been a lot worse. That's got to be a top 5 miracle win, right?
Oh my goodness.
Gotta love that cover, right?
Oh man, I was excited at the watering hole down the road.
Like, keep running, big man, keep running.
I know. I was worried he was just gonna go down. I was like, keep going.
I'd have been so mad.
Oh, I'd have been so mad. I was like, keep going, big boy, keep going.
Yeah, Vegas was tickled. Hey, rank these for me in terms of your level of excitement: college football, NFL, the Ryder Cup, and UFC. Well, UFC is October 4th, isn't it? Is that
well, I mean, we
got Parade and
Reyes. Reyes and Olberg, right?
Oh yeah. The 4th is the big one.
Right. Yeah,
that's
next weekend.
And
320 next weekend. Or
yeah. You looking forward to that card?
I mean, I hope Pereira's not washed. I mean, I hope he's going to give a good fight. I think he is, don't you?
Yeah, there are times where remember when he used to look like, how are you going to beat this guy? It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it kind of is.
It was. I mean, Ankalev beat him last fight, but he was on that run until that last fight. So, yeah.
B, I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with you here today.
Go ahead.
So, we've got maybe the best weekend of college football of the entire year, like just an incredible slate.
Yeah.
And all I'm getting from you
it's player props
is over rushing yards.
Yeah.
On like 18 different quarterbacks. What are we doing, B?
That's a fair beef. And I thought about that when I was sending the DM. I was like, I'm going to get scolded on this. But there's just like a lot of games where I just don't know. I mean, first off, I mean, it looks like you should bet Georgia, but you couldn't pay me to bet Georgia against Alabama. I mean, Alabama's won 9 out of 10. They only lost that game because Jamison Williams blew his knee out and Mechie blew his knee out when they absolutely crushed them a month before. Yeah, I mean, Alabama's just got Georgia's number, so I can't bet on Georgia, but I don't trust Bama to really bet on them either. And go ahead.
They've been. What is he 9 touchdowns, no picks?
Who?
Simpson?
Yes, he is. Ty Simpson's played well.
Yeah,
Ty Simpson's
he's
played
played well.
Although he really struggled against Texas. A lot of his numbers
It's
are
early.
A lot of his
It's
numbers
his first start.
are against a lot of that is against very bad teams. He's got like 5 touchdowns against an FCS school. So like he has played well, but I also got to grain of salt that a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, Ravi is the resident quarterback whisperer expert.
Yeah, all your 2 quarterbacks and Nussmeier just get crushed. That's how it goes around here.
Well, where is Ravi on Trinidad Chambliss? Have you watched enough? Because I think he's QB1 moving forward. That could go into my first pick.
Oh, he's all in.
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, I like him a lot because it feeds into my narrative of what the F were we doing with Austin Simmons.
Right.
Sure.
Sure.
So that helps my case
Yeah,
a lot.
he loved the anointing of all those guys.
We hadn't seen any of these guys play, and we're like, yeah, they're going to be great. We're like,
Right.
okay, sure.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, that seems like a stretch, but whatever. It's not like evaluators bat 1,000. Like, but whatever. Anyway, no, I probably haven't seen enough of his game to say I think he's this level of quarterback. I do think he's definitely the best quarterback in Oxford.
Yes.
And I like the story a lot. If I'm just being honest, like I want him to succeed. I like the D2 transfer, like the Ferris State thing, and his name's incredible. So
yes,
like that's like I'm from a rooting standpoint, I'm in on Trinidad Chambliss. I haven't watched enough to be there on a football standpoint yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll go into my first pick, and I won't be boring. I'll do the side and the total, although I prefer the over a little bit more. So since Kiffin got there, the totals in this rivalry have been 75.5, 75.5 again, 66.5, and 66.5 again, and 64. And it's been 54.5 all week, but now 55 or 55.5. So I mean, we're talking about 8.5, 9 points lower than any total we've had since Kiffin got there. The over's 3-1. For Ole Miss right now. Chambliss is completed 42 of 62, 67.7%, 4 tutties, no picks, but he is a legit dual threat. 195 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.4 yards per carry average. Ole Miss, they played good D against Tulane, but they gave up 35 to Arkansas. Arkansas could have had a lot more of that game. And so, look, LSU's played good defense, but last time I checked, Clemson and Florida weren't scoring a whole lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing against their best offense by far, and I like the over, but I also like Ole Miss. Now, LSU's won 7 of the last 9 in the rivalry, but they've lost in Oxford back-to-back, and I like Ole Miss, but I like the over more for money management purposes.
So here's the deal: is you think LSU, and the line says no, but when we talk and national guys talk, I think yes. It seems like LSU's kind of the victim of the transitive property with what's happened with Clemson and Florida.
I mean, is that the transitive property, or it's just we don't know if those teams are good?
Well, I
think we know that those teams aren't very good right now. They're not.
Like, I don't know if we should give them credit. Like, how much credit to give them? I don't know. You know,
I think that's what you say. Or yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood. I apologize.
Yeah,
that's on me. I misunderstood.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate.
So how much
that,
credit?
man.
I mean, so B, how much credit do you give them in like obviously you're taking Ole Miss on the side, but how much credit do you give them when you're looking at, hey, yeah, they're ranked really highly. We thought these were good wins. Now I have no idea what it means.
I think those wins aren't aging very well. But from the perspective of this total and betting the over, I think the jury's still out on this LSU defense because look, Florida moved the ball up and down the field. They just had 5 interceptions.
What they outgained by like 300?
Florida?
Yeah.
No, that's it was 22 to 8 on first downs at one point. I think it ended 23 to 8 or 9, but no, I think it was like 362 to 320 on the outgaining.
Seemed like more than that. I'm being facetious, but I get it.
Well, right out, but I think LSU had like 100 yards or more on their last 2 drives when the defense was gassed because the offense didn't give them a whole lot of help. But
I'm just like, this is I don't. And Clemson is spiraling so bad. It's like, I don't know. Have they beat them 3 times? Is that what happened? Like,
well, their coach is in a good place at least.
Yeah, that's. I don't I don't enjoy seeing the the pressers, but man, is he out of sorts. Ooh.
Well, you know what? That's when you think you're too good for the portal for 3 years, it's going to catch up to you one day. I think it caught up to him late Saturday afternoon last week.
I'm still waiting for him to retire because he said as soon as players start getting paid, he's retiring. So I'm waiting on that memo.
Right. There's that.
Any day now.
Hey, you love how I mean, you ever wonder what Ravi's drawer looks like with all the receipts he keeps? I mean, he's just got to have papers everywhere.
I got the Costanza wallet.
I mean, I'm like that with Jeremy Foley and Scott Strickland.
No. Hey, all right. So I really would like some statistics from the quarterback spot in this game. What are we thinking about South Carolina and Kentucky?
Okay, so this handicap, well, really two things. One, I thought South Carolina looked a lot better last week. They kind of took my money on my Missouri first half bet. I thought Sellers looked good last week. He threw for 302, 2 tutties, no picks. But the main thing on this handicap is this young quarterback, Cutter Boley, the redshirt freshman for Kentucky. Now, he's made 2 starts, one at home to Louisville last year, and he was awful, but he was a true freshman. Team wasn't very good. And then he against Eastern Michigan a couple weeks ago. Now, Kentucky has had 2 weeks to prepare. But this guy's making his first career road start. It's at night at South Carolina. The season's not quite lost yet for South Carolina. They're in desperation mode here. I think the crowd will be rocking. That's going to be tough to deal with for this young quarterback who doesn't have like a whole lot of weapons around him to begin with. And I just think that South Carolina is desperate here. They've won 3 in a row in the rivalry. They beat the breaks off them 31-6 last year, which obviously gives Kentucky the revenge angle. But South Carolina had some young receivers step up last week. Redshirt freshman Jacobs had 7 catches, 128 yards and a touchdown. A true freshman, Brian Rowe, had 3 catches, 50 yards, 1 touchdown. I just think they found a little bit offensively last week. And I think the young quarterback for Kentucky is going to make mistakes. So I'm going South Carolina -5.5. And if you're doing a teaser, a money line parlay on Saturday, I think you want to have South Carolina in it. They're not going to lose this game at home.
All right, B. Let's. I know I gave you a hard time, but let's make a little money. Run me through your plays that you like this weekend.
Yeah. So let's go. Haynes King, Georgia Tech, over 53.5 rushing yards. Won't bore you with the stats. He goes over that a lot. In fact, I think a few weeks ago before Clemson, I was like, I think he had 82 rushing yards or more in I don't know, it was like 9 of the last 15 games, something to that, something like that. Now, as for, I think Jeremiah Love's going to run all over Arkansas, so I went over 97.5 on his rushing yards. And Mike Washington, the running back for Arkansas, he's had 79, 116, 65, and 70 rushing yards in his 4 games, so I'm going over 58.5 with him. Or I think it might be up to 59.5. And then Taylon Green over 54.5. He has had 151, 115, 41 when he left the game early against the scrub squad. And he had 53 last week, but he had a 9-yard sack on his last rushing attempt that cost me over 54.5, doggone it. And Jeremiah Love went 157 last week, and Arkansas gave up more than 300 yards rushing to Memphis last week. But I also like Arkansas's team total over 29.5. I know they only scored 31 on Memphis last week. They should have scored 45 to 40.
Actually pretty good, though.
Yeah. And Arkansas had just mistakes galore in their territory. And Arkansas scored 52, 56, 35, and 31. And Notre Dame is 118 in the country in scoring D, giving up 32.7. They gave up 41 to A&M at home and 30 to Purdue at home last week. So, and
Chris Ash is feeling the heat at Notre Dame. Your wagers aren't going to help matters any if they hit because he's already under the gun.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of offense in this game. I'm not against over 64.5 both teams, but I'm just going to go Arkansas and then those rushing yards props.
All right, let me get you out on this. Which line to you makes more sense? Kansas State laying the 6 to UCF or SC only laying 6.5 and traveling to Champaign.
Man, I don't know what to do with Illinois after that beatdown last week. And hey, I wrote on the chalkboard, not that I have a chalkboard. I wrote on the chalkboard 100 times Monday morning. I will never fade Kurt Cignetti again. Ever.
Were you shocked to see K-State favored by such a big number? They're begging you to take UCF, and I'm like, I don't know, man. K-State, I kind of like them.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with the K-State game again. Because I didn't like them, but was it last Friday or 2 Fridays ago? I thought it was just a buy low opportunity at Zona and kind of at the last minute because I was bored on a Friday night and I wasn't going to go out. I wanted to feel good the next day. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to watch the game. I got to bet something. And I bet something on them the last minute, and K-State.
You couldn't go out and celebrate.
I should have just gone out and spent $50 to the bar.
Probably would have had a better time.
Had a lot better time.
That's our guy, Brian Edwards, Vegas Insider from Major Wager Beat. We appreciate the time. As always, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks,
guys. Have a good weekend.
That is Brian Edwards.
Line you think makes more sense?
Probably USC. You're traveling 2 time zones, and you're probably looking at it and you go,
there's a couple teams laying at least a touchdown, I think, could lose outright. Illinois and Florida State.
I also think that there's a certain point in Vegas where they're sort of just throwing out the Indiana results against you because they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And they're using the rest of the body of work. I think that's what that line for Illinois tells me, is that they're throwing out the Indiana result. And we're like,
we go.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Michael Bruntz coming up next.
I thought we played really well. I thought Michigan came out on fire. When their offense is clicking, it's really hard to stop. And we were hanging in there. And I thought we did a great job of just trusting our scout and understanding that they were playing almost perfect. And we just had to keep doing what we were doing and things would start to go our way. So just really proud of our adjustments from Saturday to today and the way we prepped and played defense, and so overall really good performance on both sides of the ball. Yeah, big time. I thought our servers started really hitting their zones. We stopped their libero was great. We thought early on maybe we could get them in trouble serving her. She proved us wrong, but we adjusted out of that real quick, and it's a hats off to our servers. They were also changing depths really well. Olivia got a few aces short, which that's really good to see.
Back to busy means Kia savings this September at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage starting at just $299 a month, 36 months with zero do-it signing. Capability, comfort, and ready for back to busy. Or drive the 2026 Kia Seltos, lease starting at $279 a month, 36 months with zero do-it signing. Compact SUV, big value built for the season.
It pays to make the drive.
It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia in Council Bluffs.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by our Thursday friend, Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7. Bruntz, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Good. Are you pretty tickled that your A's just keeps, I hate the Astros, so you guys continue to do you, man. But apparently the A's they like being spoilers.
They do. They kind of took a little bit of a chunk out of the some of the AL Central too over the last month. So they're trying to do some things, doing some good things out there.
How would you explain Detroit?
I don't know. I mean, it's like Greg Norman dialed up to 11 right now. I mean, that's,
so basically Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're the baseball equivalent, standing in the middle of a berm with their pant legs rolled up to their knees. That's what they're doing right now.
I mean, it is, the best pitcher in baseball threw a ball between his legs.
Yes. Yep. No, it's I don't know. I mean, you guys have played team sports. You know how when things really can go south on you, they can really go south on you. So I don't know. I mean, it's been. I don't really know many Tigers fans, so I can't really empathize there. But
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's too bad, but it's a little bit of drama in the playoff race is always okay.
All right, before we get to Nebraska, let me ask you one other thing. I want to talk about your Broncos. 1 and 2, couple of tough losses, but do you? So we asked this question in the offseason. Did you think that Sean Payton got as much as he could get out of Bo Nix last year, or did you see another level of progression?
Speaking strictly as a fan, I was hoping there was another level of progression. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like the lemon had been squeezed all the way out, but I don't know. It's offensively, it's been just it's been tough. Like I wasn't expecting it to be this tough, and the defense has been fine at times, but it also hasn't been the kind of like that you saw a little bit last week, I think, but they haven't been just like a truly dominating group like I kind of thought they'd be. It's I don't know, just. It sucks to keep getting walked off that way. I know that much, but yeah, I guess I would have hoped for more offensively because it seemed like it was trending that way last year. Like even the playoff loss, it felt like that was a step that they needed to take and make, and it just kind of feels like they're stuck in neutral right now.
Yeah, Harvey was my dark horse rookie of the year, and I love his yards per carry because I think he's over 6. But man, I need more touches.
Yeah, no, I don't. Even the first week, there was that really weird play called arm punt bomb thing that they did at the end. That I was like, what are we doing here? Like basically, like I am bracing for like 3 more months of just really defensive 1-score possessions and probably just getting kicked right in the crotch about 4 or 5 times, like the last 2 games have been.
Oh, crotch kick.
Were you? I could say crotch, right?
Oh, you can say anything. I mean, do you not know who our guests are every week? I mean, it is a total.
I just try to keep it buttoned up a little bit. But if I could say crotch, I'm going to say crotch.
Oh man, it's not very buttoned up.
You're not trying to go full Verzal on us.
No.
Or
no,
even Ravi from this morning who dropped the 2 D words. And
whoa.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
The private parts and the cleaning thing. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. He was on one. I don't know what his deal was.
That's all right.
It had a lot. It may or may not have had a lot to do with the guy that coaches at UConn.
And that was me telling me that I started to begrudgingly like him a little bit.
This is where my mind goes. It's like, why is Ravi talking to like Jim Mora Jr. about it like that? So like, the other UConn coach.
Yeah, the famously Jim Mora, big. Wasn't a huge
big
fan.
Jim Mora Jr. hater.
Well, I wasn't a huge fan of his stint with the 49ers. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world. So it's kind of the dark days. Yeah. There was a lot of Nick Mullins starts, I believe, in that era, which I didn't love.
High water mark for UCLA though when he was there.
Yeah, apparently, man. Would you rather be at Westwood or Stillwater?
Well, personally, I would go with Westwood, but
football wise,
okay.
not lifestyle wise. I don't think that's a question.
No, I should say the last time, 2 times ago, Nebraska played a baseball regional down there. I was sitting at the Stillwater Walmart at 6 a.m. on a Sunday getting 2 tires fixed, and there was that was some people watching, man. But
So they got the
go,
old Super Center? I imagine so if you're getting your tires changed.
It was yeah. I was like, it was one of those times in this job where I've thought, what am I doing? What am I doing here? What's going on? Why am I here?
Stillwater Walmart's # built different.
I told
I lost
Beast.
the windshield on that drive too. By the way, it's bad. It's real bad.
I chalked the Michigan loss up. I told BC it's you and Schaefer's fault for being in your seats when you hadn't been there all season, and it's screwed everything up. So I would just like you to know next time, don't hang around. Go take your picture. It was a big recruiting weekend too. What were you two doing sitting there?
You were early.
Was I?
You were early. We're usually down on the field about an hour beforehand, and you were there before that.
Fudge.
I'll point the thumb here and say that it was probably my fault, but I think a little accountability would be okay. I think you were a little early. You were a little early.
I was so bummed. People think I was kind of joking, but I'm like, you heard? I'm like, why are you guys? What are you doing here?
Yeah. Don't you have somewhere to be?
Yeah. Were you laughing at BC and I, like literally trying to reenact what we normally do?
Yeah, well, I assume that there was some kernel of truth there to what you're saying. I figured that I was going to offer to get up and leave.
It's too late.
You could have your thing, but yeah, we missed the window was gone. So sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, that loss is on me.
Yeah, and Shafe, don't forget.
Yep.
Although if DB did roll through early, then he was the one that ruined the routine.
I don't think it was early though.
Well, I think there might be some reasonable minds would interpret what happened differently. I think. Okay.
Too bad we are fresh out of those.
Yeah.
No reasonable minds to be found here.
No.
Not a single one. Have you had time to process through the internet emotions and try and get down to the nitty-gritty of how you feel about this team, whether it's the same, better, worse, after the loss to Michigan?
I think.
Wow.
It's a long pause.
I think probably about the same.
Okay.
I had chalked. I think preseason I had Nebraska beating Michigan. Like that was part of my road to 8-4 for Nebraska, with a 9th win coming in a bowl game. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think I left that feeling completely different. I mean, I kind of assumed that Nebraska was going to struggle a little bit to run the ball against Michigan's defense. I mean, probably the biggest concern that I have coming out that maybe I didn't have going in was the tackle stuff and the pressure that they gave up. I mean, that's a concern. I thought that Dylan played well. I mean, I think that was one question I had was, okay, you know, he's played relatively well through 3 games. What's this going to look like against a Michigan type defense? I thought he played well. And defensively, I mean, I don't know that it's, I tend to agree with Matt Rule that I don't see huge overhauls that need to be done there. Like it's just assignment stuff. It's guys just getting the guy on the ground when they have the opportunity to do that. And I don't know. I mean, I think defensively, I'm still kind of in the, like, let's wait and see how this is going to play out. Cause that was a little bit of a different approach that they were having to deal with from Michigan's offense than they'd seen to that point. So I'm still in wait and see mode with the defense, especially the run defense.
Hey, if you're Nebraska, how close would you be to just saying, let the chips ride and play Pritchett?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably there, aren't you?
I am.
I
don't know. I don't know if anybody else is. I am.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of doing like a cost benefit thing at this point, where it's like, you know, how much of the pre-snap stuff are you willing to accept, and a missed assignment here or there if the rest of the picture looks okay. And they've got to decide that, I think. I don't know. I mean, is there a conversation about, are Gatula and Pritchett out there together? Because Matt Rule has said he's been willing to flip the tackles if need be. I mean, is that a conversation to you guys or no?
I don't know. I if it were me, I'd just play him. You know what I mean? And I think,
I mean, I thought, to answer your question, Bruntz, before the season, I said by the end of the year, the starting tackles are Pritchett and Gatula. I thought those were your two best guys. So my answer simply would be yes. I think that's where you have to go.
Yeah. I mean, if you're truly trying to get your best five out there, I think that's probably the direction you go. And I mean, even in August, I mean, Matt Rule said, that's something they're willing to do if that's what they have to do. And I think you're maybe at that point right now. So I would hope that's at least being entertained. But I think, I think Pritchett needs to be out there. I mean, I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I think at times and in other positions, you're willing to accept a mistake here or there. I mean, obviously left tackle is a completely different situation than some positions, but I think you're probably at that point now where you just got to get your best five out there. And at least to my very amateur eye, he would be in that group.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's interesting because I don't know that we necessarily think about it in these terms, but there's a handful of spots on the field where if you don't do your job right, it's really, really obvious. I think of quarterback, I think of corner. Like if you mess up at corner, like it's ugly in a hurry. And I do think of left tackle, and I think offensive line's a little bit more complicated because sometimes there's different schemes, different assignments that we don't necessarily understand. But if I had to give you three spots where I was like, yeah, it's super obvious when a guy's not doing his job correctly, I would include tackle in one of those spots. And especially in contrast to the other two that I gave you, where I think Nebraska's getting a really high level play out of corner and quarterback. Like that's the one that sticks out a ton, right?
Well, and I guess in my mind too, it's like, well, if you just were getting schemed up on the pressure, that's a different conversation. If it's just a guy dipping and getting around the corner, or a guy just bull rushing a tackle straight back into the quarterback's lap, that's different. And I think you can do things with the scheming. I think it's a little bit more challenging with the other stuff where you're just getting beat one-on-one that way. So I think that's got to probably, factor into the conversation too, is that, a lot of those pressures, it felt like it was just guys winning one-on-ones. And that's a concern, because that really is something that, future opponents can kind of tee off on there.
Bruntz, you and I had this conversation in the off season and again before the season started. So I think you kind of know how I feel. And it's not a sensitive subject, but it's one in which I'm passionate about just because I know both guys. Are you a little taken aback at the wishy-washiness we've had with transitioning to Coach Butler and post Tony White? Remember, it was, well, we needed an upgrade. We were a little too standard. There was that narrative in the offseason that, was he really that good of a coordinator? And now it's like you give up a couple of explosive plays, and it's like, oh, we want Tony White back. And it's like, number one, make up your mind. But number two, like, Coach Butler's going to be pretty good, and I think we're still just 4 games into this deal. Like, where are your people, the boards, your sphere of influence? Where are they at on the whole DC thing?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a lot of the discussion. I feel like, at least on our board, has been less about the Butler White thing, like, and it's, I don't know about you, but it felt like, and it felt like at times on that Michigan game where you're kind of almost trying to do too much, like with some of the stunt stuff they were doing and things like that. It felt like it was like, okay, if you just lined up and played, and didn't do some of the games up front. I know that's part of what he wants to do and the aggressiveness and things like that. You kind of wonder, is that better for a defense that's still pretty young in some spots? I don't know. But yeah, I think a lot of the conversation, at least that I've been kind of paying attention to, or at least has been thrown in my face, has been more of the tackle stuff, the questions about running back and what the depth chart or who your number 2 is actually going to be there. I haven't seen a ton of the Tony White stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong places, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, Tony White's a fine coordinator. I think there were also games where, like UCLA last year, where, you got to kind of remember those games as well, where, Nebraska struggled in very specific ways to make plays, kind of similar to the way they did at times against Michigan.
How do you weigh kind of the emotional toll the big plays take versus the practicality of Michigan sustained one drive for the entire day and didn't score a touchdown on it?
You kind of got to take both of them, I think. For the most part, Nebraska was pretty solid and pretty steady on defense. And then, that's the big plays. I mean, are we calling them busts? Like, were they busts in your guys' mind?
I don't think busts in terms of missed assignments. I think it was an execution issue.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think they got schemed up on the quarterback run and weren't able to execute at the defensive line, kind of like Coach Rule talked about. Like, they got put into an awkward spot, and so a defensive line was just going to have to make a play, and they didn't. The other two, I just thought it was fit a little faster, get a guy to the ground. Like, I didn't think it was the defense was aligned improperly or they missed their spot or whatever. I think it was just execution.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse, but that's
just the subtle K was kind of funny. He said K.
No, but I mean, it's like, it's 3 plays though, where like, something very specific, like, didn't happen on that play. I mean, I guess you don't accept that, but like, the scary thing is it's a little bit like that kind of a narrative is very similar to like what Nebraska's done against Iowa for the last decade, right? Where it's like you largely have them bottled up, and then there's like 3 plays that are, chunk plays that kind of swing the game a little bit. I mean, I think that's the concern, but
sure.
I mean, I think for the most part, I was okay with the way Nebraska played defensively. You just got to find a way to, in those 3 situations, to either recognize what's going on or somebody just got to make a play. I mean, that 75-yarder, I mean, you had, multiple chances to get that play ended, and you didn't. So, I mean, maybe you learn from that a little bit, but, you got to find a way to just get in there and actually just get the guy on the ground. I mean, sometimes it's that simple. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's why I'm still, going back to 10 minutes ago, a little bit in wait and see mode on things. Cause I mean, I think I saw enough good against Michigan to feel okay going forward, but just, you gotta find a way to, not give up the chunk plays on the ground.
What's interesting is Ravi and I were talking about this because, we've obviously talked to Parker Fleming, and, he does the stats of war, and this is on the heels of Biff talking about dominance. And I think the feel is that Michigan dominated, and we kept saying, take some time, go back and watch. I'm sure you're not that surprised when you go back and look at the whole did we get beat that bad, which measures net success rate, right? Winning on first down, winning on second down, what happens on third down. And with each play that's 2nd and 6 and 3rd and 3, those are net plays. And Nebraska was close to the tops in terms of winning those downs. If you're doing that, you're not getting dominated. You think that's how coaches have to look at this versus the fandom of the big plays and we got beat and we're disappointed. You think coaches go down to the micro like this and say, hey, listen, for the most part, it's probably not as good as we think, and it's also not as bad as we think.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope they react differently than fans do, right?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the dominant stuff. I mean, I mean, in the lack of a better phrase, in the fog of war. I mean, there's probably some bravado there from Biff.
But again, I can say that and recognize they did have 40 solo tackles, though. That's pretty good. I mean, did they dominate? I don't know. They seemed pretty in control up front on both sides to me. But I don't know. I mean, I think if you're a coach and you're going into a bye week, you probably have to look at everything and dig in and see what was really there and what you feel okay about and what you don't. I mean, I was glad he picked 45. I mean, maybe it was 40 or 48 or whatever. He said, listen, I probably had 45 plays that we parsed through, right? Like it wasn't just X amount of plays. I think that's the way you got to look at it, because if you're taking the good and you're taking the bad, I mean, you have to look at some of the success rates too, not just what you did wrong.
I appreciate the Matt Rule very, very quickly and very publicly kind of tamped down on the we're just 4 plays away thing. Because I mean, there were 4 to 6 big plays that probably make the difference in that game, but it's not just that simple,
Yeah.
And I think for a team that is still young in spots and still is not a complete team by any means, that's the message you have to get across, is like, look, there's still a lot of work here left to do. I think as far away as you can stay from that camp, that's like, we're close. We're the best, 1 score loss team in the country, whatever. Like you want to put that as far away from your team as you can. And I at least appreciated that publicly, that they were taking a pretty broad look at the way that game played out.
How are you spending your bye week, Bruntz?
Let's see. Got some stuff to do around the house I've been putting off. Ryder Cup this weekend.
Is that one for you? Is Ryder Cup? So it's ahead of like Oregon, Penn State, or Bama, Georgia, or.
Well, I'll have the quad box on. You guys aren't going to be laser focused on that UCLA Northwestern game. That's 2 future Nebraska opponents playing this weekend, guys.
No more. No. Yeah, listen. No more than SC or Illinois or K-State hosting UCF. I don't know. There's a lot of tell me games. How about Indiana and Iowa City?
I'll probably catch that UCLA Northwestern.
Indiana's finally going to get a game, right?
Yeah,
according to Sigs.
He said certainly be better than last week. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Maybe we don't know.
That had to be so. That answer that's oozing something was personal in that one, right? I mean,
felt like it. Isn't it always with him though? Like, isn't even like everything just kind of feels like it's personal with him, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And boy, he will definitely slit your throat. There's no question about that.
It was nice of him to stop scoring when they hit 63. But no, I think what else is going on this weekend? There was another game. Oh, what about USC and the Big Ten schedule? They're like getting the tour of like all of the backwater places in the Big Ten. You go to West Lafayette 2 weeks ago. You got to turn around and go to Illinois this weekend. Like that's like a welcome to the Big Ten schedule if I ever saw one.
Look, in Champaign, the House of Horrors. Don't kid yourself. Memorial Stadium.
I'm a big Champaign guy.
Grange Grove.
These people are thumbing their nose up at Illinois like they're going to be left for dead. I don't know, man. There's some real live dogs this weekend, and I think Illinois is one of them.
Yeah, but no, UCLA Northwestern will be on the quad box, some Ryder Cup, Oregon, Penn State. I might take a look at Ohio State, Washington, maybe.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested.
And then for you late night sickos, Colorado and BYU kicking off.
Oh, Ravi's all in on that.
At 9:15.
Yeah,
our time.
He is
God's
continuing his 180 on Coach Deion Sanders. So he is now.
I don't know if it's a 180. I'm still BYU there though.
Well,
I love my guy, Coach Sataki.
Bruntz, you can't do it all. Even though Bethpage's black, you get East Coast time, so this may not be an issue. But how are you going to decide who to put on that fourth corner of the quad box between Rutgers and Minnesota and Cincinnati and Kansas? I mean, what the dilemmas?
Yeah, well, I appreciate a good grudge match, and you've got the Calicmanis Bowl there between Minnesota and Rutgers. Is it Kirk Soraka? Is their OC?
Yes.
He's an old
yeah,
Minnesota
changing
guy.
addresses.
Yeah, I'd probably go Big Ten.
I'm gonna be honest. That one's
over Sorsby versus Daniels.
That one's probably getting the BTN and 60 treatment on Monday.
Really?
If I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right, so you're just out on South Alabama, North Texas.
I
All
tell
right,
you what, though,
that's
that BYU Colorado's gonna have to be quad box because I got to get the Shanghai Open this weekend.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Oh, don't encourage him.
We got Rublev playing. Kaboli.
We're not encouraging him.
Demonor.
Is there any F1 this weekend? Any of that going on?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea. I limit my niche sports.
Rublev, he's minus 245. What are you watching?
I'm watching tennis.
He's minus 245.
Kaboli's a live dog.
Oh, yeah. Maybe 1.5 sets, maybe.
You know Kaboli's good. Come on.
Sorry for the nerd talk, Bruntz. I apologize.
Big Flavio guy.
All right, Bruntz. Yeah. He's the guy with the pretty hair that used to do the butter commercials.
Yeah, I know.
Different guy.
Flavio.
Different guy. Different guy.
Okay.
Different European.
My bad.
That's Bruntz. We appreciate the time as always. Enjoy your bye week.
Enjoy your bye.
That's Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7. Let's take a quick break here. We're gonna get.
You taking Sonego over Zverev?
Zverev's been dealing with a bad back. He didn't
take Sonego.
He didn't look real good at the Laver Cup.
He's getting 4 games too.
He was struggling a little bit. Like he's
minus 125 plus 4.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling good about Zverev right now. He's got a back thing, man.
I'm trying to help you.
He couldn't really crank that serve up. Like he was struggling again in the Laver Cup.
And it's early.
Fritz kind of gave him the business.
And it's Medvedev and who? Nori?
Yeah, Nori's kind of live. Nori's spicy. And Medvedev's like he's
I'm only doing this to pacify you for when I go in for the kill later if I have to. Because you get a little squirrely towards the end of shows.
Who, me? We got a guest at the end.
Look at you.
We got a guest.
In a polite way, like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
We got a guest at the end of the show. We're not gonna.
Yeah, I know.
No, Medvedev's a little.
It's all the tennis talk I'm gonna give you.
He's a little volatile, so I don't really trust him.
I just want you to be like, hey man, DB, you are impressive, all knowing.
No, I appreciate that you're able to even. Like I'm a tennis dork, and the fact that
just dork,
right? But we're talking about tennis specifically right now. Yeah. The fact that you can even carry on a conversation is pretty impressive.
Oh, well, thank you.
I
try.
Because when you start,
I'm a bigger man.
When you start talking to me about
rowing,
Pac-12 rowing, I'm just like
crew.
I'm like, bud, I don't have anything for you.
What about lacrosse?
I'll watch some lacrosse. I'm not going to be able to.
Sensational.
No, it's fun to watch. I'm not going to be able to give you like players and breakdown. But if it's on, I'll watch it. Like I enjoy. Like there's some major league lacrosse that I'll watch sometimes. College lacrosse, it's like on ESPNU or Big Ten Network a lot. I'll watch.
The only
lacrosse.
thing that's got me interested in tennis this weekend is anytime you have somebody participating with the name Boo. I'm all in. Just Boo.
Boo.
What's up, girl?
What's up, girl?
We got Learner TM, American, playing a little bit.
Why, Boo?
I'm just trying to center one in straight sets this morning.
Are you really gonna quad box that?
It'll be on a different TV.
Yeah, and I don't know if that'll be an option. They are getting better about cross.
I'm not going to be able to tennis channel a quad box though. Like that'll have to get its own TV.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, there's not going to be 4 games going on at 10.
I got both. I got Channel 6, Channel 7, and Sports Center in the quad box this morning.
Oh, that's a good one. It's a quality quad box.
Yeah. I did. I should have. It was only the 3 because I wanted it to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But I should have added in Canty and Michelle.
Yeah.
Although I'm leaning towards being out on Canty.
Yeah, I love him. He's been kind of annoying me.
I just like the show though.
You like producer Pat. That's your guy.
Pat's funny.
You like producer Pat.
I told you the other day he was over the exorbitant prices of deli meat.
Yeah, which I felt like was speaking right to your heart.
Yeah. I shouldn't be paying 13 pounds for deli meat.
Yeah. Or $13.
$13
a pound. Yeah. I thought you went over the pond to buy your deli meat, 13 pounds.
No.
No?
Just do some top around myself and shave it.
I was going to say, you probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a guy with a meat slicer.
I just got one.
Did you?
I don't know.
Like
I got it for Christmas.
Like an industrial
I don't
one?
know how. I think it can only hold up to, if I remember right, 5 pounds. So it's not industrial.
Oh, that's a good size, though.
But it's decent size for me.
Does Verse,
and I don't have to worry about cleaning it.
Does Verse have one?
Yeah.
I was like, he's probably got a.
But I'd have to hear it. Hey, can you slice this? Because I've done that before.
Yeah.
He's like, you going to clean it? I'm like,
No, I am not.
I'm not.
Coming up next, we're going to talk to Mark Wogenrich about Penn State. Before that, though, I got to talk to you about our friends over at Central Federal Credit Union. If you're looking for a house, whether it's first house, next house, dream house, whatever it is, they've got you covered. They're VA and FHA approved lender, as well as, of course, your conventional loans. Get over to centrusfcu.org to talk to a mortgage expert and find out what your options are. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender. We'll talk a little Penn State, Oregon coming up next.
Back to busy feels better in the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo L. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months. More space, more style, and more savings at Edwards CDJR Council Bluffs. Or get the muscle you need for busy days in the 2025 Ram 1500. Built strong. Now with 0% financing for 72 months during the Drive into Fall sales event. The Back to Busy Drive into Fall sales event. Only at Edwards CDJR Council Bluffs. To Edwards CDJR and Council Bluffs.
Sporting director. So I talked to him a little bit about this, but what kind of went into the process of deciding like now's the right time to bring this position on and decide, hey, this is the next step for us as a club?
I think it was a couple of things. We had some immense success on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'd just come off of a championship. We're looking at the continuation of that season into 25. We really needed to build up the support that we were giving to our coaching staff,
Mm-hmm.
and we needed to relieve some pressure on me as
Sure.
it related to my ability to do sporting and business.
Yeah.
So really it was the kind of the perfect storm of, you know, we had some great success. We're continuing to grow, you know, as we look at moving into a new stadium, moving up to championship, all of the things that are leading us into the next 3 years or so is really helping focus our attention on building the program. So having a sporting director come on and be able to really help our head coach and coaching staff with scouting, doing game reports, having another additional set of eyes on our performance, and then also all of the contracts and all of the negotiations with agents. So
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centrus Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Tremendous challenge, tremendous opportunity. Obviously we need this place rocking. Need to have a distinct home field advantage. We always do. But I'm expecting this to be an environment like no one has ever seen. Urban Meyer always has kind of discussions and debates on what's the hardest place to play in college football. I think he usually says, between Penn State whiteout at night and LSU night game. So we want to make it clearly obvious to everybody what is the most challenging and difficult environment to play in all of sports, let alone college football.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Mark Wogenrich. He's publisher of Penn State on SI. Here to talk a little Penn State, Oregon, quite possibly the game of the week. Mark, how are we doing this morning?
Doing great. Appreciate you having me on. Thanks so much.
This is a heck of a slate. If you could have drawn it up any better, if you want to go all James Franklin-esque and get that in that environment, would you have picked the nightcapper?
For this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Penn State has been kind of pining to have their big home game as the whiteout for, for 7 years, essentially. Well, 6 years since Michigan was there in 2019. Fox's Big Noon has changed the landscape of Big Ten football. You guys know that as well as anybody. And Penn State and Ohio State probably have been the biggest voices against it. Penn State's whiteout for like 8 years in a row, was either Ohio State or Michigan. And then here comes Big Noon, and their whiteouts recently have been Auburn, Minnesota, Iowa, Washington. And not to say that those weren't great games and great atmospheres, but Penn State wants to be able to. They want the marquee, and this is their marquee home game of the season. The last couple of years they've kind of complained publicly and privately as well to the Big Ten to say we want the home field advantage against Ohio State or Michigan, whoever's on the schedule. And they've argued that it's in the Big Ten's best interest and college football's best interest to have that game as the whiteout. And that's a very self-beneficial argument, and saying, we want to play Ohio State at night, that sort of thing. So they don't play Michigan this year. They go to Ohio State on November 1st. So this is their game. And, I think all the kind of the nudging of the Big Ten finally got it to them.
So I'm curious about this because a lot of it seems like the consternation of Penn State fans is specifically kind of about the Ohio State of it all, in particular in these big games. Would a win over Oregon satiate the big game narrative with James Franklin?
That's a great question, and it's been going on for I don't know how long now. I think
because Oregon's really good, but it's not Ohio State,
absolutely.
Right? Like, so I don't know what to do with it.
Right. No, it absolutely would. It's interesting that it would satiate it, but not as much as an Ohio State win over Ohio State would. But then, the flip side of that is if Penn State goes to Columbus and loses in November, the consternation is going to come back, specifically because that's been their boogeyman game, their witchcraft game. It's hysterical that they played Ohio State like on Halloween weekend for the last couple of years, and they're going to do it again. The game's November 1st this year, so right around that Halloween time, and they've just been stymied. Franklin's 1-10. Against them. But this very much it's bringing out the national narrative about James Franklin and his, the big game numbers. He's 4-20 against AP top 10 teams, and they haven't beaten an AP top 10 team at home since the 2016 win over Ohio State. And, they had a couple of AP top 10 wins last year. They had the one against Boise State, and then they go back to like Wisconsin in the Big Ten title game, but they just don't win those games. So Oregon absolutely would satisfy, kind of quell that that thing in the back of Penn State fans' heads that we don't win that big one. This most definitely is a big one.
But it only buys them about a month.
Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah.
So this is interesting. And Mark, let me ask you, because we talked to a couple of national guys this week, and we were just talking the landscape of college football, going through the matchups, and it's interesting when people critique Penn State, and it's hey, we think we kind of know what we're getting. I'm just not sure they're capable of, and it's always around the offense. And I look at, the balance between like Hudson and Pena, and even Luke Reynolds for that matter, right? Just a yard kind of differentiating the two, all around 13, 14 catches. If the offense is going to get going in a way you like, does it start with the kind of more balance between Singleton and Allen's production as a pair, or is it getting more vertical in the passing game? Allen's doing his thing with the big plays and the gaudy average. Singleton is kind of the guy it's like, hey, we got to get him going. Where do you start?
To me, this game begins, ends, and middles with Drew Aller. I'll get to Nick Singleton. He's absolutely vital in this because he and Katron kind of helped lead that near comeback against Oregon in the Big Ten title game last year. But this is Drew Aller's game. He's not been that quarterback who you say he came back after getting a first-round draft grade, for getting like first-round NFL draft grade, and he came back in order to lead Penn State to the college football playoff, potentially to the title game, that sort of thing, to be a Heisman Trophy candidate, to be an awards candidate, all of that sort of thing. He just hasn't been that guy yet. I mean, just looking at some of his numbers, he's 65 in the country in completion percentage. He's 80th in yards per attempt. And in that ESPN QBR ranking, he's 106. It's like his rating, his QBR is about half that of Oregon's Dante Moore.
It's crazy when 65% isn't very good anymore. You know what I mean? With RPOs and screen. It's
true though. Yeah.
It's like 65%. It's kind of average.
but the last two games, right. Exactly. But the last two games, he was 16 for 29 against Villanova. Yep. It's not a great number at all. And he's been inconsistent. I mean, I'm sure you saw the throw against Villanova where he just like threw that thing through a keyhole.
Yep.
That's a touchdown against anybody. But then he's missing guys. He's not seeing an open receiver coming out quick out of the gate.
He
or
airmailed the post
FIU.
to Pena. Yeah.
Yep. And he, against FIU, he had Nick Singleton on just like the easiest of little swing throws. And that's a first down. That might have been a touchdown because I think it was close to the red zone and just missed him. He just flat out missed him. And that's the kind of stuff. It's interesting that that's where he has missed so far. Some of the easier throws that he can make. And, he's just not, his numbers have never historically just haven't been great against big teams like Ohio State in 23, Michigan in 24, I think, or Michigan in 23. I think he was like 10 for 23 in that game. Or, Notre Dame last year. His like completion percentage is around 50% in games against top 10 teams. And so that's the one you're waiting on most. You're waiting on Drew Saturday night, right, to have that coming out party. I go back to like Saquon Barkley in 2017. People knew who he was, but at Iowa, he had that moment. And Drew is still searching for that moment.
Mark, if you're looking, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so what's the key to getting, in your opinion, we were going to follow up with Singleton and how Penn State gets him going this year?
That's really interesting to me because I don't know where it's kind of come unlocked for him. With Katron Allen, I think what you've seen, James Franklin has mentioned this over the past couple of years, that Katron Allen's always had some sort of off-season, injury issue, physical issue, like that was born out of the season that he had, being a very physical runner, and that he just never had really healthy off-seasons in order, like spring, in order to train and really work out. And this year he did. So he looks visibly faster. I don't think he makes that 67-yard run last year at any other time.
Yeah, because they have similar amount of carries, right? Just maybe 5 or 6 difference.
4 years.
But
4 years.
Allen has double the yards per carry.
Yep. He is more explosive. He has turned himself into a more explosive runner. He still has all the other gifts that he has with like his vision, is able to make cuts, and he's just a good power guy. He doesn't lose yardage, but now he's got the burst. Nick has the burst. Nick's always had the burst. He's had it since his freshman year. I think last year he had 3 carries of 40 yards plus by this time in the season. But he kind of a little bit like Drew, he doesn't seem to be seeing things. And what they've said, what he has said, I mean, what Franklin has said specifically about Nick is that he's kind of been pressing a little bit,
trying to hit the big
trying
play,
to be perfect.
Yeah.
He's and I think they're working on, there's a comparable to like golf, maybe a swing change. Penn State's got a new running backs coach in Stan Drayton, who was Temple's head coach last year, and he has talked about those guys being better students of the game. And specifically with Nick, I think he's working on some stuff with Nick about being a student, about understanding his cuts and moves and things like that. And Nick might be getting a little bit lost in some of that because, overworking his brain, trying to learn it, because he very much is a people-pleasing kind of player. They both are. Him and Drew kind of have that similarity in that they want to make their coaches proud, happy, and root for them, that sort of thing. And with Nick, I think he might just be getting bogged down in some of those details and this is James Franklin's third term, letting it rip. He hasn't done that yet. There's no doubt that it's going to come. And it's one of those things where do you see him bust one against Oregon on Saturday and be able to actually get into a one-on-one with a safety or linebacker or something like that and turn around and make the guy turn around and go. Nick's there. Like, he is on the cusp of that, just hasn't reached that yet.
As you look at Oregon, what concerns you the most about what they bring to the table against Penn State?
It's just, I think there's so much that they do offensively. The thing, the multiplicity of the offense, the way, Dante Moore can throw to, a million targets, the way they can run the ball, that they haven't, they've given up 1 sack. And I know we can go comparisons to competition. They've given up 1 sack in 4 games. That's just pretty remarkable. I think even when you have an offensive line that 3 new starters. The thing, and I just don't know. There's so little we know really about Penn State. On both sides of the ball. Penn State's starting defense really has given up no touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
They've given them essentially 3 points. Both touchdowns that their opponents have scored have been in the last 30 seconds. One of them was the crazy bet beater by Villanova on the last play of the game. So you kind of just
that was wild.
Yeah. And that was with a backup quarterback against the backup defense. You don't count that against Penn State's starting defense. Their secondary has not been tested much at all. They're not throwing. I don't know that their quarterback, A.J. Harris, has been targeted more than 2 or 3 times in 3 games. And now he's got to, potentially line up against the Corian Moore, which all that kind of stuff to me is fascinating. I think Oregon has so much of that, and incrementally, I think it's just a bit more tested than Penn State's defense. Is that going to be, Penn State's defense going to be ready? Well, I mean, look at their coordinators, Jim Knowles, and he had Ohio State's defense ready for meeting number 2 last year with Oregon in the Rose Bowl. So all of that, there's just, the thing with Penn State, they're just such an enigma going into this game. I don't know that there's a top 10 team in the country who we know less about than Penn State.
Yeah. So you're looking at, you talk about all the things they can do, and I get it, it's Oregon State, but it is a civil war, and it got away from them, from the second half on. But I mean, you have 9 guys carrying the ball, and you're not going to see that against Penn State, I don't think, obviously. But to your point about multiple ways to get you, where does Penn State need to start defensively if they're going to show you early that they're capable of being who they need to be?
Pass rush. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, they've had, in their succession of pass rushers going with, Abdul Carter and Odafe Micah Parsons even played a little bit of that sort of thing. Chop Robinson. They have now Dennis Sutton, who's just another really good one. He's got power speed, comes around the edges. He's been exceptional through the first 3 games in in like modified reps. Like they've really been managing his workload. Him together with their defensive tackle inside, Zane Durant, they're going to get after it. Like they are going to put pressure on that offensive line that Oregon's just not seen yet. There's a freshman defensive end. Excuse me. His name is Chaz Coleman, and he has been like this kind of revelatory kind of guy. He's basically a high school quarterback for most of his career. Played defensive end for 1 year, and he already has like 3 tackles for loss. He had a strip sack that he recovered for a fumble and almost scored against FIU. That to me is where they're going to get this game started. Then I go back to the secondary. Penn State's really deep at cornerback. AJ Harris. They've had this thing about never having a first-round draft pick at cornerback in their history, in Penn State football history. And they every year, just every couple of years, well, here maybe it's Joey Porter, maybe it's Kalen King, and now maybe it's going to be AJ Harris. And so, but like I said, nobody's throwing at them. So that's going to change because Oregon's going to have so many guys that they're going to have to look at maybe one overlooked player in their defensive lineup is going to be Amari Campbell. He transferred from North Carolina. He's their middle linebacker. He handles the calls.
It was quite a sweepstakes for him. Changing his mind. He was in.
Yeah.
He was out. Yeah.
He was in it right. And he worked his way right into that starting lineup. He's their leading tackler. He does the calls. So he's going to have to be on the headset, while the crowd is going nuts on offensive series. Plus, he's got to be able to keep like Kenyon Sadiq kind of in control. He's got to step into the run game, and he's got to be able to maybe keep an eye on Dante Moore and not give him a rushing lane. There's a lot there for him to process.
Mark, last thing for me, if Penn State wins this game, what does it look like? What had to have happened?
I can't get away from going back to Drew Aller.
Yeah.
I can say everything like their pass rush. I can their kicker. I can even say their kicker can make 4 field goals, and like he did against USC. Everything, all of it. But it comes to me back to Drew Aller and the complementary run game. I think Katron and Nick, they're just so good together. And like Katron Allen's extra gear this year has been something to watch. Maybe Penn State tries to get Nicholas Singleton more involved in the passing game. They just haven't thrown to him a whole lot, and maybe that unlocks something in him. But to me, it's Drew. If Drew is 16 for 29 for 200, like he was against Villanova, I just don't think that's I don't see that being enough.
That's Mark Wogenrich, publisher for Penn State on SI. Mark,
stuff.
Great stuff. Enjoy the game this weekend, and hopefully, I know you're going to be busy. Hopefully, you get to enjoy some of the other great slate of college football we've got as well.
Yeah, interesting week for the Big Ten, right?
No question. Looking forward to November. I guess what is it? 15th. I think it's November 15th.
When Nebraska comes to town,
we'll be
Matt
there.
Rule comes home, kind of thing. That's going to be great. Matt's such a great guy.
Yes, indeed.
Mark, we appreciate the time, and
thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate having me.
I'm sure we'll talk again in about a month and a half.
Yeah, great.
You got it.
That's Mark Wogenrich, publisher for Penn State on SI. That's an interesting game.
Yeah, I just watched. It got the big TV during our pregame show with BMAC, and it was a couple weeks ago. They were playing. Who was it?
Penn State a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. It's 34. It was 31-7.
FIU. Yeah.
And I was just watching the difference in running styles between Singleton and Allen, and I'm like, Nick just looks different.
Yeah.
So, you try to break it down, and he just isn't getting he's averaging right around 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And he has more carries than Allen.
Yeah.
It's close. It's like
it's within a couple, handful,
probably 6 or 7, maybe. But Allen's averaging twice the yards per carry, and it's the funny thing is the disparity in wide receiver is much closer. Their top 3 or 4 wide receivers are all within a yard and all within a catch.
Really,
it's like 11, 12, 13, and then yards per, and then like 13, 14, 13 for catches.
Yeah.
But then I look at the disparity in the run game. I get Allen's had the one, he ripped off the one long run, but he's going for twice the yards per carry of the guy that's supposed to be the electric guy.
Yeah,
but I get the trying to be too perfect thing though.
Yeah.
Because I talk to Tate, sometimes you just not every play is going to be the home run.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell a running back,
especially when they've had some decent amount of success hitting the home runs. Yeah. Right. That's sort of like the power hitters.
I think they got to get that tandem going.
Sort of like the power hitters that strike out too much. Yeah. Always trying to take the big swing.
You and Cal Raleigh.
Oh, not me. I don't have 60 home runs as a catcher.
Well, you can't.
Go ahead.
I was going to say.
Go ahead.
I was hit left and right handed.
I certainly cannot.
Yeah.
I certainly
I'm gonna
cannot.
leave it at that.
Yeah. No, it's I only swing from the one side of the plate. I'm not ambidextrous like that.
Knock it off.
It's all right. What? That's
what?
Strictly a righty. That's DB. I'm Ravi. I'm Ravi Lulla. We will be back tomorrow to wrap up the week here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.